you mean?
Oh my god, what just
Actually,
happened here?
Let's see if it'll let me. Different net type. Todd can try hosting now.
Alright, how do I do that?
So just leave that party and then send one of us an invite, and then we can invite each other.
Wait, what? So you can't join this game?
No, I can't.
There's some
do
weird shit, like a
different
bug,
net
like,
types.
depends on who the host of the party is how we can get in all the same. Like, it had to be snow earlier for all of us in the game, so we're figuring if you're hosting, you can invite him in here.
Yeah, but it didn't work with you, so now we're gonna try with Todd.
Todd has to be the party leader, yeah. It's
Hang
so weird.
on, I can invite Infinity here.
So,
you can invite
sorry about
me,
that,
but
dudes. I don't know what's
won't be
going on
able
my
to
stream
join.
tonight. It's having some weird difficulties, but we're back again. Trying to get to this charts part. I didn't know it's like what is going on with the Streamlabs? Oh my goodness, what was that? The delay in this thing is crazy.
This is the lobby's not joinable. See if you can join mine.
That's the one I want to bring up. Alright, so this is actually the same, make sure that came up right. Yeah, this is the same chart that's in the thread from earlier. And we posted this, for the Charlie bubble. This is also in the video. And I put the video just so you can see it because this is aging. This is March 29th. What is happening with this thing? It keeps on acting like I'm pushing a right click that I'm not. Let me know you're ready to go. Oh, I'm out. Did you kick me out? So, crypto as a whole is sitting on Bitcoin, but you have your large big caps that like kind of dictate where the bulk of the money in the market is. And looking at that, had left.
Yeah, I can't join you.
You can't join us now, right? It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Me? You can't join me?
Yeah, I figured.
Whoever just did send me a link, I couldn't join him.
Yeah. Todd, so there's a plus button by your name in the top right corner. So once you leave that party, like leave our party right now, you can go to the top right corner, press the plus button, and just send an invite to Kaz, and then Kaz can invite.
So when you guys look at this this chart, Satoshi Light's exit is even better than you think it was. As far as the cycle of crypto goes, he's literally like one candle off the top of the entire cycle for all of your big cap index.
Coincidence?
Coincidence? I think not. Do you know the kind of supply you need to drop off to have the entire wall of it buck into that and then ultimately collapse? That's like where everybody that was anybody in the mining world with him, jumped out. But this is pretty much the tide that began. This is the completion at this point. This is the one I did November 14th. But in this stream, I give you like one of the updates along the way here. Just recently, I put that in here. Right here. This came in March 29th before the actual knife catch that we did on 666. And like this, really simply, for the sake of just talking about trends, we've been talking about this for years in crypto and just really simplistic stuff, blue box, read that and we'll come back to it. And this has been seen many times for anybody that's followed us on Twitter for years or whatnot. Price is nothing more than a graph of human behavior over time, right? So it's how people feel that makes them decide to hit the button. So what you get on that green candle bar is some collective group of people, that feel some kind of way. It is a consensus of what we believe we know about the fundamentals, not fundamentals themselves. That is like one of the biggest fucking distinctions you could ever like make. When people are like, well, based on the fundamentals, the stock market should be crashing, or based on the fundamentals, gold should be 5,000. No, dude, that doesn't work like that. There isn't some magic fundamentals that you get to decide says the price is this. That's not how that shit works at all. The graph isn't a graph of like the balance sheet of a company. If it was that, every idiot who could read a balance sheet would be an amazing fucking analyst. Hey, what's up? But it is a graph of what you think of fundamentals. And when you think about that, do you see what's in crypto? Those guys can't literally fucking work a toaster oven. They don't know shit about fundamentals of this market, let alone about anything else. So if that guy's making a decision based on fucking nothing, is that graph going to have a shape of a fundamental that is like core to the asset? or it's going to have his stupid ass making a really poor decision. That's a big decision, right? Big difference. I'm sorry, not decision. It doesn't matter the asset class or the scale of time. Humans are just really good at being humans. Remember, markets only do two things. They go up or down. That's it. It's a 1 or a 0, a binary operation. It's two choices. It's going to be fucking red or green. Actually, you have to really put into that. Don't make it complicated. Keep KISS, for anybody who doesn't know that acronym, just means keep it simple, stupid. And know that the trend is your friend. It is just a common sense thing. So after LTC winter happens and CME futures are in place to destroy everybody's life, you begin the backside of winter, which is the USD, completely train wrecking all the big caps and then taking the whole ecosystem apart. And this is as simple as it got to be. If people think there's some like really complex narratives under like looking at price, but if you were a guy that came in and you bought any of the Charlie bubble, so you got the downtrend and then Charlie bubble, and if you were anywhere involved in the Charlie bubble part, like just at the green box, and you bought anything in there, you'd look like a genius. And if you maintain the habit of hodl anywhere into the red box, you'd look like crypto OGs do right now, crying on Twitter and drinking liquor and staring at me all night, which is very bizarre, but it helps you get through the stress, I guess. I always like to be of service, helping people get through grief, so if you feel like drinking some booze and reading my blog, do whatever makes you feel happy. But if you look at this is really simplistic, right? We talk about winter for the whole rest of the year. So look at the red box and where it is, and we've got a massive breakdown in the whole marketplace by January 15th by the Bitcoin winter in Miami, BTC Miami Winter Festival is what it turned out to be. And when you look at that, the whole red tide, once you have that in place and you know what's going on, you can then tell everybody, stay the fuck out of the red tide. It's going to fucking kill you. So my analysis is just based on objective reality. What was the price doing? It's going fucking down. What will that do? Completely kick the shit out of you if you don't stop doing the shit you were doing when it was going up. That's it. Spent an entire year trying to convey the most simplistic of messages, and it was literally overtaken by people who didn't make any logical sense whatsoever. Now you have to ask yourself, how did they keep you involved if nothing they said made any sense to objective reality, and what you've got now is a final result of everyone getting their ass handed to them. And that's a people thing. Like I said earlier, the only way you have degenerates running around in crypto free reign is that most people wouldn't mind being the degenerate if they had the same position. And so people gave a free pass to things that allowed them to forego common sense and stand in front of a speeding train. But when you look at this, right, this isn't now that much rocket science as much as it sounds like. This I make it sound like this is Litecoin winter, and this is just, okay, the trend changed, so don't get wrecked by the downtrend. That's it. Don't buy downtrends. It'll fuck you up. You buy uptrends, you look like you're a genius, right? So there are a lot of things in market ties. You always get those guys who have really poor risk management, maybe go all in a few times in a bull trend, and they come out looking like, wow, I'm a genius, and they believe it, and they start to tell other people who, well, I wish I had your win, so you must be smarter than me, and they benchmark their own value by nominal dollars and give people who've maybe lucked out or gotten the money by ill-gotten gains or means or pumps or dumps, pedestals they shouldn't have, and then follow them blindly into this oblivion. So now in the backside of a bull market, in the bear market, you find out who was full of shit. The problem is, it doesn't really do much good for the bulk of crypto now. The whole point of the warnings in the comics was to find out before you were talking about jumping out of a fucking window. And that's where you are with a lot of folks right now. This mining video, I want to get that and play that. That shit's crazy as hell. Did you guys see this thing yet? Todd?
Which thing? Mining.
No, I haven't seen it.
Nah, I haven't watched it yet.
I want to watch it. Let's see this. This shit's crazy. Discord, what are you doing? is it doing? Alright, I'm gonna get it here 1 sec. Where is it? Where'd you put that link? Anybody?
I think
That
I think
wants
it's
to
in
answer?
procession.
Thanks.
Okay.
It's
Is
the
it the one?
sorry we're closed.
Right. On that able person.
Alright, I got it, Owen. He's at the right window. Alright, let's see. That's not what it did. Alright, do I get sound with this or not? Where's the audio for this crap? Why wouldn't I have audio on YouTube right now?
Good question.
There's nothing coming out of it.
What are you using your headset on? Or are you using?
I do have a
speakers?
headset on, so, but I'm not hearing my headset either.
It should come out of whatever's your Discord's coming out of. So whatever you're listening to me on should be the same as your YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Well, I want it to be where you guys will hear it. I don't think you're hearing it.
Drop a link in chat.
It's in chat. It's in procession.
No, in the Twitch chat so people can watch the link themselves.
I want to watch it with them. That's the whole point. Ivy, not the second. Let's see. What could be? What do I need to do? The audio? Does it have a setting for me?
You could play it through your PlayStation if you could be bothered to type the address in. You've got a
No,
browser on
I
your
guess you're right.
PlayStation.
Damn, this is a worthwhile video. Well, why don't I hear this guy? This is a mining farm that's shutting down. I can't drop it. Can I drop something there? Will it work for me?
I can should be able to drop a link for you.
Yeah, you can.
Guys, play that link. So, no, it's just my cat. Yeah, this
you
link
got
right
it.
here, I just put it in. This is watch this, guys. Hit it now so we kind of watch it together, and you'll see this. But this dude's basically, you know, the hit of BTC being, you know, underwater for him. He's just burning up his fucking reserves until he's got nothing, and he's talking about like just a loss of like livelihood. This is like not one person. This is like a whole shit ton of people are going out right now at all levels. You know, you're seeing capitulation at a lot of levels right now, a lot of damage, and this is like the wreckage in the back of a bear market that we tried to warn people about. You know, ultimately comes. That whole risk management for the wind thing sounds funny, but like all people had to do to avoid this shit was use a stop out. That's it. Never had a way to exit until, you know, loses everything. And it's so stupid to sit there and just wait until you're in this position. Like, this is just not planning for tomorrow. They thought they were planning for tomorrow. They literally didn't. And this is a pretty awful thing. But this is a story that's going, you know, to get more and more known from many, many more people that blow up. And whether it be people that hodl or put their houses, you know, equity into the market and had that run over, it's definitely turning into a shit show out there. Ivy. You guys let me know when you're done watching it. But anyway, when you get done, back to that uptrend and Charlie bubble thing, all these people have to do is stop out and give it a chance. There's no, I have to be in or I'm going to miss the move. Just like, wait a minute and be fucking patient. Wait, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So we hadn't get in each other's game. We're still stuck right now. Nobody can get anybody in.
Yeah, we need. I don't think we can all get on the same thing, so we need to.
Todd,
I think has a invitation. He sent one back to me.
Oh, you sent one? No, don't take mine. Don't take mine. I'll take yours. I'm trying to get you to be the host, right? Hold on.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Todd, send him one.
If you join Todd's, then I can try and join you. I think, or you can send me an invite.
Yeah, it's been so crazy. It's like musical chairs of who can invite who in what order. It's so weird.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
Yeah, it can't be. This can't be happening to everybody. Maybe they all come in like a group chat or something. But
Man, this guy's voice in the video is hilarious.
dude, that guy's suffering.
$10,000,
That's
man.
mean.
These guys cost $10,000.
Huh?
Yeah, I could join.
Alright, we just need to play with dreams. Let's
Oh,
go.
we need Cardi.
Watch.
Do you send me a link or
I
what?
did, yeah.
Send
Started
me
the
a link.
notification.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll catch you guys
Who-
later.
No
Alright.
worries.
Who am I joining?
What's
Alright,
up,
peace.
Burger?
And we'll let you join.
We're all in the same party.
Hang on. Which one am I joining? The Kaz one or the Infinity one?
It
Try
doesn't
one.
matter.
Either one. Pick one.
We're both in the same party.
Let me know when you guys get through that video.
There we go. We're good to
Alright.
go.
I think I'm in.
Now, Todd, you can launch it.
Okay, how do I do that?
Oh, you said the volume of the YouTube was working. You guys could hear that? They could hear it, but I couldn't hear shit. So where was it?
Oh, that was weird.
It's going to Cardi's mic.
Just coming to parties, yeah.
So if I play it, you guys can hear it?
Well, if you
Oh,
play
that.
it loud enough on whatever you're playing it on, it comes through your mic.
That's
and
what I-
then
yeah,
you
I
can
can't
hear
hear
it
it.
on Discord. Yeah.
I can do that if you want.
Nah, I think I sent them a link.
Same, you can do the same thing, guys, too. Like if you played it on your phone or something, you can get the audio.
Yeah, that's true. I could run it simultaneously, I guess, and do that to bypass it. So we're all in finally. Is this for real?
Yeah, we got all four of us now.
I think we
Todd,
can play,
you plus multiplayer, and then
Do the zombies one, man. I'm fucking real bad at this game.
No,
we
zombies right
we did
now?
not want a hard mode.
Zombies are a little bit more involving. So
Can't
we're
do
gonna
it.
stick together. We'll guard Cardi.
What do you- Well,
Hmm?
so go to the yeah, multiplayer, Todd. Yep.
we're doing that.
Yeah,
and then
multiplayer.
you can just do team deathmatch. Keep it simple.
Hey, baby.
Find match in the bottom right corner.
Match, yep.
Yep. Let's get it.
This is a good man. Ivy. Control drop. Reflexes like a cat.
Failed to host lobby. What just happened? Did you guys get kicked too?
Okay. I'm down here. We're going in some game. I'm in
no,
contraband.
I'm alive.
Oh, I got kicked. Can you back out, Todd, so you can re-invite me? Why?
What? They booted you?
Yeah, they
This
big
game's so
me.
fucked.
God damn.
Team deathmatch.
So what do I do now?
What just happened?
So, I guess you guys have to wait until you're in game to back out. I think. So, if you want to back out, back out. If not, just
Represent the
play it
company.
out.
Can you jump in it? Oh, this game we're getting wrecked anyway. We're
Enemy
dropping
UAV
it.
above.
Actually, that's a good point. Let me try to join.
Alright.
Oh, wait, yeah, I can.
Can you join?
Let me see. If it's not full,
Maybe it's low though. Baby Dreams is in here and me. Yeah, you just need one more.
I'm here. I
play it
can
out.
see
Just
you.
play it out. Just play it out. Play it
No,
out.
we're getting wrecked. It's like 70 by 41. Ridiculous.
We're gonna have to fix that land, the
Okay,
Wi-Fi.
dry
system
green
on
apple.
I think Todd can leave and take the whole party with us if he wants.
Well, I'm just afraid that you guys are gonna leave and we're actually
7
still
and
gonna have
44.
problems. So, you still got
Be advised.
cam on
Hostile
your
TAC deploy
privacy,
beacon
so-
active. Secret destroyed.
12 and 0. 13 and 0.
I hear some little kids.
Enemy hellstorm detected.
Murdered in this game.
We're in a game that's already completely over, so just wait for it to finish.
All right. You got your main cam on the chat by the way too.
What is it?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Cluster grenade. Enemy
Dude,
UAV
like, they had
above.
to like fix that nonsense with like network play. It can't be that difficult to start a game together. Like, is everybody going through that bullshit trying to play this thing?
Yeah, unfortunately, and that happens even when I play on PC. I have.
Yeah, you have that
Hostile
feature on
drone
PC of
squadron
like just starting a
inbound.
game like that and get everybody onto the same game.
Yep.
That seems really stupid for that to be a problem at this stage in
Be advised.
Call of
Hostile
Duty.
TAC deploy beacon active.
That's what I'm
Hostile
saying.
RCX
I never installed
detected.
this already.
Yeah. Like, what?
I'm telling you, nobody knows how to get technology to work together. Nothing works right.
This is a new problem, man. It's not like you would think we'd.
Oh,
we'd be
you think
more
it came from one of the recent updates?
I think it's from like I don't know. I've never like all the Call of Duties I've played in the past. I've never had this issue where like land's not enjoyable. I've never had that.
Alright, as long as this is like something that's like no one's ever seen, because I've never seen it like be so difficult to it's like
Yeah.
you can't even we haven't been able to like take 6 people and put them in the game
Hostile
yet. It
Hellstorm
like won't let us
inbound.
do it.
Yeah, I've never seen
I just want to
Enemy UAV
we
above.
gotta get out of this board too of these guys. It's like a team
Hostile
that's playing.
CUAV detected.
Yeah, these guys are just straight murdering me,
Multiple
man.
hostile
When you
UAVs
dropped into a
operating.
game that's 40 bit, like the
Turn
team
this
was like
around.
leaving.
Bring
Like,
home the
it's all
bacon.
fucking whack. We're all the
Hostile drone
Like,
squadron
if you don't play
inbound.
together, you die like this. This game requires you to be a team.
So do we leave this game and start a new
So
one?
we're trying to keep our squad together because we're having problems staying in the same game, so at least in this one now. So, Infinity, are you inviting us out of this?
No, I didn't mean
Enemy UAV above.
Okay, yeah, we're trying to stay, like, because we can't get
Hostile
all
tank
this
deploy
in here.
beacon
We're trying
online.
to get it so we can just be in here and then leave and get him in here and then actually start one, but it's so fucking ridiculous. So, like, this is some buggy ass shit. Wow, we got me.
Enemy UAV above.
Ah, that team got me. Yeah, everybody's quit off this team. So, try and join us right now.
Bust. Survivors, evac and regroup.
Right now, because there's like people dropped off our team.
Tactical reinforcement available.
You did?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. That was such a pain in the ass to start a game before something fucking happens.
Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't fucking boot me.
Man. Yeah, this has been shit. It's been like literally 4 games of trying to put 4 people in a game. This happened every time. I thought it was just like one of us having a freaking update issue. This is like unavoidable. That sucks.
I forget who it was, but they were talking about how the router settings. I'm gonna fuck with that and see if it actually has something to do with it. Because if so, then we can just fuck with that real quick and get that out of the way.
Which one I told you is a good thing? Secondary operator mod, primary operator mod? I don't remember.
The primary operator mod's fire for your gun, but it takes a bunch of space, and you gotta make sure your gun is updated, like leveled up.
I don't know all those attachment things with the.
You don't want to do it. Don't put it on now, because if you do, it's gonna take all your shit off your gun.
What's the thing that puts like the extra muzzle on the end of it?
Huh?
It's an upgrade to your gun that makes like there's like a muzzle attachment on the end.
What's it called?
Alright, squad up. So, Cardi
Yo.
and Bees, try as best you can to stay like with us, and if we're like leading in front and we're in a hallway, somebody just look behind us. At least one person try to check behind us, and we'll try to control this like hallways in this house. I got barricades and like razor wire.
Man. You sound so fucking professional right now, and as soon as this game starts,
Team
it's just fucking
deathmatch.
Just follow me, jackass. Just follow me. Don't be all smooth with it. Just follow me up the stairs. Let's go. Where are you guys at?
I'm behind you.
Let's
Go.
get it.
How quick will Cardi go down?
Up the stairs. We go right. We go right.
Wait, so what the hell happened to my gun? It changed.
Watch the left.
Yeah, we're all dead. That was fun.
What the hell just happened with the last? Ah, that's the wrong gun.
We got this, boys.
Oh. These guys might not be. Hey, if we stayed in this game. Oh, you know what? That was a pretty dumb move. We stayed together in this game of guys who just killed us. They're gonna fucking wreck it.
Nah.
Enemy CUAV established above. Hostile attack deploy beacon online.
Ivy!
Enemy UAV above.
Yeah.
Recon gone.
Come here, Ivy.
Hostile drone squad inbound.
Still whiny.
That was an angry Ivy.
No, it's got lifted too quick, Ivy. She's got hydrophobia. Stop flicking me, girl. God, you're so distracting. Stop playing my finger.
Hostile RCXD spotted.
Dude, you lick your paws. What the hell?
Engaging drone squad.
14-0. I'm gonna
Enemy
mess him up.
CUAV established
Dude,
above.
somebody just drove a remote control car bomb
Enemy
at me.
UAV above.
Yeah, that happens.
What the fuck? What do you mean that happened?
Oh!
Oh what? Now there's a fucking helicopter.
How are these guys not dying? Somebody watch that last sequence and the amount of times I shot this dude in the face and he didn't go down. With double FMJs.
Hackers.
Huh?
They're hackers.
Are they? Cause like I literally
Beacon online.
shot the guy over 10 times, bro, and he didn't die. I'm not like lying. I had it on the guy's face with a railing and double FMJ. Should have been hitting him the whole time.
Battery down.
How could that guy walk into that line of fire and still get away with it? It's crazy.
Enemy UAV above.
This dude like literally walked into the right line of sight with the light machine gun and just shot a shotgun into it and still got away from long range. They're taking like a lot of hits to drop.
Put it down.
Yeah, we're getting trained. We need to come out of this and get like a different squad to play against those guys. This is crazy.
Yeah, we're getting.
But there's like a weird lag or something because I can't finish killing somebody. I'm shooting so many times and they're taking a ton of hits.
Player in place.
Chapter 5. Ain't so good this game. Ah!
Damn, I killed somebody.
There it is.
Nice.
Okay, now I'm dead.
That was that euphoria moment right there. Don't move.
Yeah, I killed one, and then like 3 other guys came around the corner while I was celebrating, and I was no longer alive.
Activating battery.
Damn.
Marksman.
Hostile attack deploy beacon
Huh?
online.
Got UAV up.
Hostile UAV circling.
Get away. Get off.
Enemy CUAV established above. Enemy establishing drone squad above.
Your barricade has been destroyed.
So, I think we called this game's outcome pretty well.
Hostiles have established multiple UAVs.
Ivy, come here. Or go to bed. She's only doing it because the video's on. She just stops as soon as I turn this off.
Hostile CUAV detected. We're behind. You know what to do.
Yeah.
Be advised, hostile attack deploy beacon active.
Die already. What the hell?
They're gone.
Enemy UAV above. Multiple hostile UAVs operating. Enemy lightning strike radar detected. Multiple hostile UAVs operating. Enemy RCXD in your AO.
What is that? Is he not team doing that night?
Yeah.
That's a loss. Remaining assets return for debrief.
Yeah, get off the stuff with these guys. All these guys have these like magic camo things. They're like military kids.
Todd, when we get back, just back out.
Yeah, take us out of this game.
Make sure you bring party.
You guys like to talk a lot of shit real quick. We ain't got no problem with Amos's. We got two new guys who got popped in the game with kids. Don't be a troll.
Sure.
Trolls don't last long here. I got kicked. What happened?
This is not the place to come and watch the Call of Duty hot tips.
Yeah, this isn't that station. You want
If
somebody
you
to
want to
troll,
get
go troll
better at
that
Call of Duty,
station.
then come watch the stuff.
You forgot where you're at. I don't see you talking much shit when we're running games, so if you ain't doing it then, don't talk it now.
Todd, back out.
I'm stuck. My shit crashed completely.
Yeah, Kaz has crashed and
Oh, I'm still alive.
It
nice.
didn't invite me back.
You got it just in time.
Oh, and Kaz is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give him a sec to reboot. When he
Yeah,
reboots.
Nebula is 8 weeks, and it was like 4 weeks of pre-training before you begin the video session. So, just a month
Yeah,
of
it's
basically
good.
going over charts and information, reading-wise, you know, and conversations and questions and stuff like that,
Dude, Todd, back out real
and
quick.
just a general feel. And then, you know, we began the structures like, you know, video sessions and stuff like that. And
I mean,
then,
even to some extent, it's not really finished yet, is it? I mean, or like
yeah,
all
it's
of
2
the
sessions
coaches
with me, and
still
then 2
catch
with
up with them.
whoever's training you with me to go over the details of what we do. Am I in yet? You guys get me yet?
We got. I'll send you one man.
Somebody's got. I just got back in.
Yeah,
Dude, what a pain in the ass to play this thing online. Like, it's like a hassle to like get into the game. It's like matchmaking with like crazy people, and it's so like frustrating. It's like an hour to start like one good fucking game.
It's pretty clunky, isn't it?
It's like this is 2018. This works worse than shit in 2004. I'm telling you, everything in 2018, it's like gotta be the evolution of efficiency in tech. Tech's really powerful without doing anything really quickly now. It's so like slow, including like texting and microblogging. Everything's like got mega horsepower, but nobody can use shit fast anymore.
What is BBJ?
I mean, Call of Duty isn't what evolution of itself, not the 10th one, and you haven't figured out how to get it to play together with the people on the network yet. That's like ridiculous.
It is fucking ridiculous, especially with like how many Call of Duties have already been out. So.
You just can't invite your friends to start a game. Like, how have you guys not solved that yet? Who's still got a job inside of fucking Activision that did that?
Like I said earlier, guys, honestly, it used to be easier. Like, it's gotten more difficult.
Everything's more difficult. That's another thing I think is gonna kill the console is that like you know, the generations even behind my son, once you have like over-the-air 5G games that are really good, bro, people aren't gonna deal with this horse shit. Like this infinitely updating nonsensical bullshit. So you know, it's just gonna have to go over the
Like,
air.
one cool thing about 5G, it'll get rid of the updates, right? Because it'll all be just done on the server.
Yeah, 5G will be done with updates. So it'll be updated on the server. Everyone will just play the best version right away. That convenience will kill this. Nobody will want to sit here and get 15, 20 gig downloads to fix a fucked up game that comes out more fucked up after you do it. It's so irritating.
Is it Microsoft that said that they're going to stop producing consoles?
I think Microsoft is going to stop the console. I don't know if they said fully announced it, but I can't believe it.
I think, yeah, one of the big guys did, and then I think it was PlayStation came out and said, no, actually, we're still going to make another one.
PlayStation's going to probably fuck up and have that one more console. I
kind of agree with you, yeah. If Microsoft implement like really well in their first iteration, then, yeah, they can take a lot of market share.
Yeah, I think they're going to run into like a demand drop-off. You saw that article today I posted on iPhone. It's going to basically, you know, you're in the iPhone decline, the smartphone decline cycle. It's time for a new device, you know.
Lost control.
Oh, wait, that got me in that. Yeah, it's time for a new device that, you know, probably goes toward the 5G. The 5G's not ready yet, but you're going to start moving towards things that are like in between stages of what is going to be more portable and more powerful to over. Yeah, where you guys at?
There's a really good high spot on this level that I found a while ago. If you get up there, you can just snipe every motherfucker.
Church? Like the top of the church?
Yeah. If you get two people up there, one covers your back and the other one just snipes, it's pretty useful.
You got some sniping skills, Cardi?
Alright.
Sure.
Bring it, Cardi. Run game.
I'm trying to get up there now.
Mine going down.
I don't think that worked out. Okay, maybe.
Oh shit, they're out here.
We've taken the lead.
Watch the window.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Fuck.
He's always coming at that staircase. He ran to my phone.
We're up by one, let's get it.
Losing the fight.
How does it come behind me? Nobody has the stairs anymore?
Aw. My good son.
That's one thing. If you're covering somebody's back, don't leave
Red expired.
and not tell them.
Tight, trust you together.
Mesh mines up. Tango down.
Yeah, alright.
We're winning this.
Better long.
You guys should go up. Yeah, we're up by 3. Damn, quadruple.
UAV available for tasking.
We got ran up on. Fuck. That UAV though.
Attack on launcher
Go
UAV.
up, Cardi.
UAV energy levels
50% How do you heal?
Oh, left, L1.
L1, if you get shot, you get away. Hit L1, yeah.
I forgot you have to.
Yeah, dude, I have no idea. I know what the shoot button is and I know what the direction button is. More than that is too much right now.
Yeah, L1 you can heal, it's your, and then R1 is your like temporary special, and then when you have your big special, it's L1 and R1.
That was so much information you just gave me. Jesus.
to work.
Gamma shield.
Fuck, they're so much quicker than me at aiming, man.
Yeah, I think that.
Gamma shield.
Transition to
Coming behind it.
UAV available for
Oh, I
tasking.
killed one. Hey.
Hostile
My
forces
first
have
kill.
neutralized your canine unit.
UAV established overhead.
Team player, man.
Hostiles have destroyed your UAV.
Oh, fuck, some fucker just shot me again.
deploy Hellstorm on my grid.
Damn it.
Man, I shot that guy like 10 times, he didn't die.
Damn it. We got a chopper. We got a chopper.
One of our guys is going ham.
The top guy's on team 6. Cool.
Seeker mine up.
We're almost there. Close this out. Shut them down.
Damn it. Let's see. That's getting good with the squad at least, though. Ah, I ran to that fucking thing. I saw it. God damn it.
Chucking 9 back.
Chopper as well.
War dog eliminated.
Alright.
Ruin KIA.
Damn.
GG.
That was rough.
AO
That was a
pacified.
rough match.
Government forces take the win.
Hey, we just 3-1.
We won it, right?
And you
Yeah.
got one.
I do, I do.
1.67 KD.
I'm pretty sure 2 of those 85 kills were me, so you can send your thank you cards.
I think you only got credit for one, though.
I'll accept thank you cards in the mail. It's fine.
Kill.
What up, Sumo? What up, Follow? Good amount of nebula in here this morning. What up, Ivy?
Is Ivy official Nebulan?
And Ivy's got to be an official nebula. She makes shit known every fucking call. She's sick of your bullshit. She's not having anybody.
She needs more ribs, guys. Where are her ribs?
Dude. No, you know what? I just realized I did get food, and she knows I got it, and she's sitting here doing what she's doing to the ribs. But Gavin has the food, so she doesn't know it's not it. She's like, what the fuck?
Plot twist.
Oh, I'm no longer tier 1, I'm tier 2 now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, watch
snap.
out, kids.
Cardi. She no longer was offset. She's her own woman. She's about to get real.
Yeah, they're just collecting those fucking alimony checks, though.
Wait till that money checks to come. Actually, Cardi's probably does better than Offset.
No way. Offset fucking produces all the fucking music, man.
Oh, he does?
Like-
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that guy's getting paid on every one of her songs as well. Plus all the other shit he does. Yeah.
I'm turking it up on this map, Cass. Turking it.
Oh, is that this one? This is the weird one that you sent on?
This one's a good one for turking.
I've been too good at the back end. Jibo, can you bring me my my food? I think Ivy's trying to stalk me. My drink is weird, yeah. Leave it in the bag because I'm watching her. Where's she at?
Don't sleep.
She knows. She's
Team
not.
deathmatch.
She's like so like aware of what we're about to do.
Special forces are clear to
She's
engage.
coming early.
Yeah, she's totally coming like train right me right now.
Right.
Put it behind me there and let me get right there. Right. Quick before I get to work.
Oh, what?
Thanks, homie.
God damn.
Dude, they be watching that window on this map. I should have looked. You like walk in front of the window.
We've taken
Placing
control.
order GTG. Wait,
Oh, crap.
please.
Nice.
Unbelievably necessary. Alright, I can't believe I've been killed this whole time. How the hell is that possible?
Nice.
Okay, got it now. Bastard. I can't believe you won that shit. Ivy, are you seriously flying my soda? Unbelievable.
You left something exposed.
I know, right? Jesus. Get your booty-looking tongue off of my fucking straw. That part is not cute at all. Enemy. Huh?
Everyone eats a little booty something.
Everybody needs a little cat booty sometimes. No, dude.
We're behind.
Ah, man, what the hell? Alright, I need a good place to put this barricade. Where's the spot again in this work to be? There was like a room that we should take up.
We've taken the lead.
Hostile infantry wasted.
Am I here? Yup. Let's get it. I'm gonna put my shield up. Fuck.
Deploying razor wire.
That might have been my smartest idea. Barricade guys, look tricky. Ivy, are you serious? Get out of that bag. She's in the bag. Unbelievable.
Ivy, what the fuck are you doing?
Gangster. You're so ridiculous. Dude, you bring me everything?
Where are the ribs?
Alright, you guys gotta hold on for it. Ivy's about to go and work on shit.
Give me the ribs.
Ivy, back up. Is this quick cat food?
Wire in place.
Don't do it, Ivy.
So loud.
Right. They're coming on. They're all right now. Heavy.
Yeah, good one. Boom.
Nice.
It's kind of fucked. I have to shoot them like 10 times, and they have to shoot them twice.
They probably have like more upgraded guns and shit. What class are you using?
I have no idea. I don't even know what you're talking about when you say what class are you.
Fair
How
enough.
did you guys not find and kill me? It must suck.
Barricade's good to go.
There you go, I know that good. Alright. There you go. How am I still in that last place? Skinny B, where you at?
I'm somewhere.
Wire in place.
Got the bridge on lockdown. Let's lock it down.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's coming up on our wall back here.
Barricade's good to go. Recon, gone.
They're all posted out.
They're all outside of us, yeah.
Yeah. Dogs right here too.
They're right here, ready?
Jesus. Yeah.
You keep the door down and locked. Keep the door locked.
Hostile attack deployed beacon online.
Nomad kill.
Holy cow, she's getting real looking at us.
We destroyed the attack deployed beacon.
UAV standing by.
Got use the UAV. I'm pinned down.
UAV above. Commencing surveillance operations.
Survived it.
Your UAV has been destroyed.
Deploying razor wire.
Alrighty, stop it.
Seriously, I shot that guy like 5 times. He shoots me once and I'm dead. What the
It
fuck?
does feel like that sometimes, yeah. Oh, it can be a lag too. Like if there's a little delay, you didn't shoot him as many times as you think.
Entanglement set.
Yeah.
Fine. God. Oh.
Some fuckers need like tripwires around. I don't like that guy. He's killed me like 3 times.
Don't get complacent. Finish the mission.
Don't get complacent.
Finish the mission.
Get it done.
Wire in place.
Hey, Connie, good. Wait.
You make this look easy.
Ready to deploy barricade.
What's my thought about supply and demand zones?
Down you go.
I don't know. Give me a bit better question than that. What do you mean?
Also know about that Ishimoku class.
What is going on back there? Ivy's like braiding shit. Hold on. Various cat. 1 sec. When I come back, write me a better question on that supply and demand zones. I mean, it's kind of broad. You guys been playing all night? Dude, we've been like having IT troubles all night, man. It's like stream situation, audio situation, join situation. It's the hardest thing ever. I like liquidity. 1 sec. Let me stop this cat. Come on, Ivy. Let me root meditation for you.
Guys, do you want us to back out real quick? Hey, Todd, back out real quick.
This is way harder than.
It's
Look at
gonna
you,
be ridiculous. I feel like you are vastly overestimating my gaming skills here, dude. You're getting used to it, sure.
I'm ready.
Have you been using your R1s?
Dude,
So
what are you talking about right now? Your R1s.
On your PlayStation.
He makes it sound like, oh, have you been eating cookies? I don't know what a fucking R1 is.
Make sure you eat your R1s. No, the R1's the right trigger, so the right bumper.
I get what the button is. I have no idea what the button does.
Look. If you press it, then you're gonna.
I've used the PlayStation before. Jesus.
That's Cardi. What's the guy for this?
Only iron sharpens iron.
What class am I supposed to choose?
Well, see, depending on the class that you choose, changes your R1. So, and R1.
Right, of course we R1, because I still don't know what an R1 is.
That's his special, like, your weapon per the character class. So, like, I got Nomad, he, like, puts sticky bombs on doors with R1. The guy Torque drops that, like, mesh wire. Everybody's everyone's R1 button changes with the character class you take.
Team deathmatch.
I've got Torque, what does he do?
He puts that mesh wire. So, like, go in a place that's, like, narrow and barricade the door with mesh wire. So, and then let me find you so we can...
We have the advantage.
Alright, I'll follow you. Then that way they'll shoot you before they shoot me.
Transhuman down.
How in the hell? Both that chance to do it, man.
We've lost the lead.
Dude, we got train wrecked on that run.
Mesh mine available.
God damn, let me get my bag. I'm behind you, Cardi.
Hostile
I'm
CUAV
behind you, Cardi.
detected.
Let's go, Cardi. I feel lucky.
Enemy UAV above.
I'm getting shot, Cardi. Save me, Cardi. Cardi, don't leave me, Cardi. Cardi, I'm dying. Jesus. Thanks, Cardi.
I'm not a stick around kind of girl.
Just tell me that before I took you out and fed you.
UAV above.
You son of a bitch. Unreal.
Be advised, hostile attack deploy beacon active.
Oh my god, they're coming squad on our ass. Dude, who keeps running away every time we have a two-man fight?
Probably right. I don't know where I am.
I got an assault hack, whatever one of those is, but I also don't know how to use it.
R1.
I'm pretty salty with you right there, Cardi.
R1 party. Use that R1.
I'm almost so close to have a couple drinks and sit down and curse your blog all night.
Seriously, how? I shot that guy like 15 times. He shoots me once, I'm dead. Come on.
15 shots and you're out of here. Well, you shot at him 15 times. Now, if you start hitting him, it's gonna get fired.
We got snipers.
How the hell did you get away from me?
They got a helicopter and some guy just sniped me.
Yeah, this helicopter sniper, that's bad.
Sniper.
We're going down by 9. That's definitely gonna go.
Congratulations.
Where's the house we should take in this one? It's in the middle of the board, right?
This one, we can take the trailer. Pretty nice. The trailer.
Wasn't the house with the upstairs high ground house, the one we
We
wanted?
can take that one too. Yeah, that's a good one.
There's a guy in it right now.
Let's clear it up.
Seriously, one shot and he takes me out. It's so messed up.
Shut out.
Flashbang in there. He's flashed and going up in there.
No way, that guy one shot at me with a fucking hand cannon.
Going down by
Can I trying to get that one house in there. So we got
Assault pack right
We
here.
got a support team. That's really good. Stick with these guys. They're really strong.
Yeah, we're getting shot from.
Fine, I don't know.
Stop hanging out with me.
Can you shoot your own players on this thing? Why?
No.
Okay, cool. Man, that guy's got a shield, man. That's not cool. It's like they don't have a big enough advantage over me already. They come out with a big fuck off shield.
Q stores taking control.
You can get that too.
Damn it.
Threat neutralized.
Pull out my shooter right now. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not Ivy's shot time. It's 3 in the morning. I just wanted to hear something just chill out because she's awake.
Task UAV above my location.
Man, I'm so bad at aiming. How do you aim better on this game? Is it just...
L2, just you'll get used to like honing it down. So you can get better sights, your aim gets easier.
Right.
Somebody behind us, where is this?
It's a little sketchy.
No way he's hit me that far. Jesus. Couldn't hit that guy.
Attack him. Get a sniper's nest inbound.
We are up right now. We're up by 8 now.
We're almost there.
Calling back
Close
for
this
sure.
out. Shut them down.
I came back. I'm gonna have to be part of that right now.
The 2 guys in top.
War machine firing.
Oh damn, I got this big shield fucking thing. I put it in a really stupid place, but...
Yeah, you didn't have
Yeah,
it.
that
Yeah,
was
once you
just
get that,
special,
you
yeah.
gotta. Yeah. I think.
Damn, if I'd known that's what that was, I would have put it somewhere else, but that's pretty cool.
Hostile UAV circling.
The front of it gives off like microwaves, so if the enemy walks in front of it, it does a lot of damage. Like real close.
Cool. Alright. Start to figure a couple of things out here.
Hell yeah.
Enemy RCXD in your AO.
Nice.
Good comeback.
Yeah.
Think twice before
Yeah,
trying that again.
We're down a lot, yeah. That's a good comeback.
Forget you're operating with 3 and 4. I'm not doing anything.
You gonna kill your SUVs?
Stop being modest, Todd.
Yeah, I mean, I literally got 2 of those 83 kills in like both those games. Whoever's doing all the kills,
I didn't do
good
it.
job.
Some gotta be the team who's doing pretty good.
Our teammates are carrying.
Our teammates are carrying the load.
Dude,
We're good to get organized. Ooh, I got a mantis.
Do I need to, if I'm leaving this, does someone need to take over?
No, you need to drop off. You gotta go. You're out.
Yeah, I'll be going in like 5 minutes.
Alright, no worries. If you gotta jump out, just circle and jump out. Or whenever you're ready to leave the game, you just pause it and jump out. It doesn't do anything.
Okay, cool.
Unless you're party leader, but I don't think you are. Well, you are party leader. Doesn't it make one of us party leader automatic?
It will make someone party leader automatically, but then I'm worried if it's gonna boot me, but we'll see what happens.
Let's see. Yeah, because he's a common link of why we can be in the same game right now.
Well, if we get mid-game, then we definitely have better chances if he leaves like mid-game.
Alright, put it back in this again. Alright, there's like a central spot that's a good place to get, and the barricade guy's good for it.
Yeah, we can both. I'll take him too, and then we can barricade it the fuck up.
Let's go.
So what one am I supposed to be picking here?
You can pick the top left corner. He has a flashbang and that shield. So the top left, it's A.
I see,
something.
yeah,
What's his
yeah.
name? Ajax.
Yeah. Alright.
Team deathmatch. Eliminate all merc targets. We're winning this.
It's all the same teammates too.
Enemy down.
Guys, let me know when you wanna gang up on the middle.
Let's go raid it. They're in there now. Back to the guy at the top of it. Danny got me. Let's go raid that thing. Where you at? I see Cardi.
Assault pack right here.
I'm about to go up in there right now.
Alright, I'm coming. Landing for it. Guinea bees.
Alright, I'm in here. I'm putting down the razor wire. You got your razor wire.
Yeah, I'm in here.
Entanglement set.
Got the stairs blocked up. Let's go to town and these boys. Cardi, where you at?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright, skinny.
Yo, watch out not to get blown.
You're gonna come raid this place, so you gotta watch out.
Trying to get up here.
Somebody's trying to get up here, right?
We're up right now by 8.
Ready to dig in.
Nice. Oh, they're coming up behind. They destroyed the razor wire.
Entanglement set.
Coming up.
Defense wins games.
There's man getting straight.
Oh, I just got flashbang.
Supplies. First come, first served.
Look out for there.
UAV standing by.
Damn.
Yo, put down my barrel. Where'd it go?
They're in the
I can't put
the
it there.
thing at the same height across the way. They got a sniper.
Where's he at?
It's the same height. So look for a 2-story building across the way.
Looks like
Kind of look.
plywood looking shit.
I don't know.
I got my big
Wire
shit.
in place.
Someone's coming up the stairs now. Someone just murked me and they're coming up.
No, it's still alive.
Wire
No, I
in
didn't do
place.
that. I stopped it.
Upgrades uninstalled. Hit.
Hellstorm available for tasking. Hellstorm double kill.
Oh damn, I found some nice high ground.
circling.
Nice. I found the building that they were getting you from before, so I've got that covered now. Sweet.
UAV established overhead. UAV energy levels 50% depleted.
They're coming to storm the building now.
Shoot that. Wire in place.
Still in this thing.
I'm up here. Watch out. They're right outside.
Assault pack right here.
Shit fell out.
She's dead.
We've
We're
got
gonna
this.
attack
Attack
Charlie
chopper
Mike.
standing by.
Nice. Well played.
No way.
Nice.
Jack.
Oh, watch out, watch out.
I walked into that. Finally got me.
Yeah.
Stop my run. I'm 7.5k.
You were 15-1 for a second.
Damn, son.
I got my barricade if you want to go.
AO pacified. Government forces take the win.
Yeah, I'm still having
Painkiller. Actually, that we were having problems earlier. I meant to do a chart, you know, talk about fractals and big cap crypto index, and having audio crazy problems all night and stuff, stream problems. So that threw me off, and kind of like determined to get that chart part out because where the state of crypto is right now. So kind of look at some things, talk about some things. We did touch on it already, but in this stream, if you just woke up, we touched on the big cap already, and then got sidetracked behind to kick some ass.
Guapo no guapo.
Cardi, how many kills do you get?
One, I believe, maybe two. I'm going for a personal best of 3 kills in the next game.
Try to stick with me in this house. With the barricades here, you can like block up sections of this thing and funnel them into places.
Yeah, so my basic issue was once they realized that we were trying to get back up into that house, every time I tried to get back in there, they would just kill me. So,
Yeah, you can lock it down. If you can get it like set up right, you can make yourself do come in and just get wrecked.
Alright, let's get this done.
Probably play like one more or two more after this.
That's cool.
I go to bed soon, so it's 5 a.m.
Damn, is that late?
Team deathmatch. Make the theater yours.
Cardi, where'd you go? Who's sitting in the back? Not moving.
I'm in the top room.
We've pulled ahead.
Kill. Crash wasted.
Okay.
Deploying razor wire.
Alright, try to put together.
Q stores open.
Who's back there? Skinny Bees, did you leave?
It's Todd, yeah. I think he had the
Boom. Early kill, going for the personal record. 2 more to get.
Authorizing
Damn it.
UAV release.
Damn it. Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. I hope you don't find Todd back there. He's just kind of camped out. He can get his nails.
I think he'll get kicked automatically for
Oh, okay, that's right.
We're up right now. We're up. We saw those 2 guys.
Ready to deploy barricade. Alright, you do your thing. Hostile, eliminate.
Ready to throw 9 back.
Alright, I got the backside behind you block, Kaz.
Alright, perfect.
No razor wire and shit.
That's a kill.
Got the door locked down over here too.
Wire in place.
Supplies. First come, first served.
Couple of them quit. Might come in better players, so watch out. Got an 8 KIA right now, but there's nobody really here.
So they're in the bottom spot.
Oh, I should never came out of my spot. That top floor now. Cardi, where'd you go?
I'm behind you still.
Oh, I'm not there. I got wrecked.
Oh, so you were covering the other side of it. Just cool.
Yeah, I'm not there. I'm coming back there right now.
No, they just killed me.
Deploying razor wire.
Ooh, I can use dudes.
That's not ever working.
Overriding medical protocols.
Entanglement set.
Attack him. Get a UAV on station above.
Ah, what was that?
Warfighter. Deploying barricade.
Keep out here. Stay by the barricade. Hold that door.
I have another barricade here as well. Fuck.
Hostile, eliminate.
No way. Damn it. Get wrecked.
Behind you here. That may be a good or a bad thing.
Ajax requesting care package.
Can you cover? Tell me you got that guy.
I got it. One of them, yeah, the other one down there.
No way. What? And the heat on that guy. Unbelievable.
We got two.
They're all up in that house now. It's time to rank some fire on these guys.
Hostile CUAV detected. Enemy UAV above. Hostiles have established multiple UAVs.
No way. That guy's quick. Enemy control. Really? I didn't
Enemy
see that
UAV
shot go
above.
off. That's crazy.
Q stores open. Don't be complacent. Finish the mission. Request counter UAV tasking. First come, first serve.
Oh, Todd's back there. Oh, no, it's not. It's similar now.
Get ready to dig in. Deploying barricade.
See that dude.
You make this look easy.
That was a good game. Yeah, PS4.
Battery down.
Anybody else out there plays PS4 Call of Duty? Rose or something.
Really wish I can join, man.
When you get back, you got this stuff when you get back home, right?
Yeah, once I get back home, it's over.
I'm going to have the battle royale between rooms. I have to get KJ up in here and get his squad so we can run some execution style murders on his clique. Put him down wet. That's right, KJ. Challenge has been issued. Clip that. Send it to him. I want your 4 best men in here ready to get murked.
To a duel.
If you're any better than all of us, you're getting ejected. No, I'm saying, but you know, bring it.
So if we're challenging the dojo, are we like,
We're challenging the dojo. Nebula versus the dojo. That's what time it is. Bring somebody that's got some precision. Let's go to town.
Like how those martial artists used to go to dojos, right? And then if they win, they get their banner and break it.
And you can't be some off-field general directing traffic. You gotta be in the fight. I'm on-field general.
Match.
Not necessarily the best shot, but I'm on the field.
Special forces, do your duty.
I'm gonna take some fire. What are you talking about? Alexander the Great up in this bitch. This guy who's this is the baldest dude who's leaving.
Ambush that.
Where the heck am I? Why the fuck I not know where I am right now?
Place where GTG.
Watch out to your right.
Mesh mine ready to deploy.
No way you pulled that trick off. No way. I saw him time for it too.
Got me as well.
Unbelievable.
How happened? accurate these people, man. It's crazy.
Right? It's like ridiculous. I'm not that fast as these guys either.
Yeah, I've barely even seen there's an enemy and they've got like 3 shots off, like accurate as fuck. It's crazy.
I didn't see that guy. He's right next to me. I thought that was one of ours. Alright, who's behind me? Let's go.
Crash, KIA.
It's an interesting place to stand, guys.
Behind you, behind you, behind you.
Yeah, you got me. How they aim so fast? It just makes this game like not very fun when everyone's so much better than you.
They do. It sounds like they aim like at speed that
It's the only problem with these like crazy multiplayer games. Like, if you're not a big gamer, they're really not very easy to get into.
We've taken the lead. We've lost control. Recon kill.
Alright, I meet him with y'all squad. Let's go.
Todd,
Back, got your back, Cardi. I got your back, Cardi.
We're winning this. Enemy down.
Where, Cardi?
Attack him. Crash requesting UAV.
There's a guy in here. Where's he at? He's up on a high place. He's hiding somewhere. Don't go through that doorway. Stop, stop, stop.
Mesh mine safe.
Dude, where is anybody? Ah, boy. What up, Dr. D? Nah, there's no cross platforms, unfortunately. Nah, Jack, we're back. We had a hellacious night of kind of stream.
Mesh mine ready to deploy. He's gone.
Yeah. I'm ready for that either. Damn. Damn, son. Damn, son.
Where'd you find this?
Okay. Where the hell is that coming from? I could not see the guy shooting me like ever. What the hell?
There's a guy on like the fucking outer ledge that's just murdering people.
They're all below it. They're all barely efficient. Come on. Somebody behind you, Infinity.
Infinity, you singing Welcome to Jammer?
Huh?
You singing Welcome to Jammer?
Is that the name of that song? I don't know. I can't think of
Yeah,
it.
you was
right
like,
now.
it's like up in the streets, they call it murder, right?
Yeah, it's a great song.
That dog.
Fun,
You find that thing and ride with him. Where the hell he is?
We're kicking ass. We're up by 7. Let's do it.
Hostile forces have neutralized your canine unit.
No way. And you didn't drop that dog and drop in?
How many kills you got, Cardi?
Cardi?
I'm not sure I have any, maybe one.
Nice. Behind you, behind you, behind you.
Oh, come on. It's not fair how many times I have to shoot these guys.
Look out their assault bag.
Oh wow, you headshot the shit out of me. Behind you, JJ.
9 bags up. Throwing 9 back. Close. Make it official. On you. Do your thing.
Ah, you got me, bastard. Got competing.
Assault pack's down. Come get it.
Shit. Oh, fuck. I just killed all 3 of them. Damn. Maybe these.
AO pacified. Government forces taking win.
Oh, good. What up, Tech Saves?
Authorizing
Well, I gotta
UAV
get you
release.
figured out. I remember I got you in
Listen
Telegram.
here, Lucky Rings, you
There you go,
dickhead.
that's some kid on.
How much of a bonus do you
Place.
hate?
They don't want me to call the Great Equalizer.
Get your fuck.
There's someone complaining because he got his ass kicked by another bloke.
Alright, I'm gonna drop out.
Alright, man.
Catch you in a bit.
Alright. So, if I could take a break here and just do some charts and talk with you guys. So, we're talking about just sentiments in the market, and let's go ahead and switch this up.
Oh, yeah. Good games, man. That was some fire.
So they miniaturized it enough to do it. AR glass would be dope.
What if that like whole mesh part of your mask was just AR?
Dude, that'd be dope.
Just the AR glass that you could like shade over and like have like a whole panel on the inside of it.
So yeah, you know, looking at what you're seeing out there, those confessionals and shit, and people crying. You guys all left, right? I don't do this by myself. Yeah, this.
Yeah, not love.
You know, it is a bad thing what you're seeing, but it's got to wash itself out in order to reset. And you know, on top of it, the world is like a more volatile place, not just crypto. Ultimately, you're seeing crazy shit in the stock market too at the same time as crypto is, you know, fading into dust. So it's a global asset move. You know, real estate's soft at the same time. Risk assets are taking a hit. So we're seeing it kind of everywhere. see what I missed, if I missed anything with you guys. Where we got? BTC now, take that off for now. Yeah, some of the other coins you could take a look at too. We talked about this. Like I said, we're gonna start doing a series where we talk about, pick a specific indicator, we'll break it down and break it apart, and our Officer Burger will help you guys understanding with code and Pine and things like that. We'll get that going pretty soon. Yeah, looking at the market right now, looking at some of these big caps, and they're all kind of in a similar kind of condition. You guys remember this was your grandma level. This is where all the levels came from Bitstamp. We used him to kind of map out things. Now you see her free falling. That was a trajectory of our main angle. Knife catch, on the 666 was here April 1st, and that level pretty much became key to where we ultimately shockwaved and developed a harmonic around, and then we ate it. This structure looks like complete ass, without a doubt. Everybody sees the same thing. It looks pretty bad. Put it on. Coinbase. So we're still dumping. Have not moved to 13. It really is dumping directly into the heart of that thing. Like we said, wait to see if this runs its course as far as the fear cycle goes, breaking down, and if it finishes here near 13, it should be interesting. But give it a minute. You don't have to do any of this stuff on Twitter. You see those guys doing, rushing in. As much as it's fun to be able to call the exact point of the low, for the average person out there, finding that point is exceedingly difficult, and the risks are just never aligned for you to keep trying it. It'll hurt you a lot more than it's going to really help you. You have a lot of green when it gets going up to play that. Otherwise, you play it in the direction it goes, which is, for this year, been to the downside. But yeah, it remains to be seen. Some of these other big caps you got to look at. Litecoin, I keep a close eye on him, and we talked about him last time. He's deviated from the greed cycle, and as far as the greed cycle that matches exactly the Qualcomm and stuff, the original fractal that he was matched up to. Some of these other guys, XMRs and shit, these guys are looking like straight just dust, The Masternode, Dash, King Masternode, I mean, these guys are full rack. That's a full, that could be the crash cycle chart of crypto right now if you look at Dash. Where's give me a full chart. Oh yeah, where's the other half of this guy? Oh, that's right, it's gonna be wrecked because of Windows emojis. I don't really want to see it. So yeah, you're in winter. That's where I made it until we'll have to extend it. I'll just let's see the other side's in here. Well, yeah, this was the chart I made. This is actually a chart that was on KJ's show when we did that interview, and this was the top side of people basically this was I had many of these. I'm not sure where the rest of them went. They should all be here. But what you're looking at in an uptrend, and this is the same thing we looked at with what we saw on Twitter. In an uptrend, right? The majority of people you'd like to think are playing this aren't playing it for what it is, at the inception. It takes them a while to believe it. And the same thing is true, everyone's now crying on Twitter that, oh, this isn't a good idea. If you think about it, it took them till now to realize this, down here. Where did you start hearing all the OGs cry on Twitter from, that we're sorry we ruined your lives? It was just since this happened in the last week. Look at the span of what's gone before they figured it out.
Yeah, they've been yelling HODL the whole way down, and then now, oh, we're wrecked. Maybe HODL isn't the right decision.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier, who do you think the dumb money is and the smart money is of just the winter cycle? Just forget that you know any names of anybody, right? If this was the ultimate trend that played out, any as much as the bull market tide, right? If you look at this and you find anybody who is like, let's short this, Dash can't possibly do anything, it's a masternode, and they were saying that all of this tide, you wouldn't call them smart, saying it's got to come down, it's got to come down, it's got to come down, and missing like this entire run. Conversely, the same thing should hold true, even though it didn't, right? People in Bitcoin made fun of everybody who flooded Bitcoin on the way up, and when Bitcoin went higher, they made fun of them and stuck it to their face. But somehow coming down, the rules weren't the same. And you know, in this tide, like we said, right, one tide's a bull market in Dash, one tide's a bull market in USD as it kicks the shit out of Dash. You could be long both the things that are in bull markets. It's not like a rule that says you have to be long just Dash, when it goes the other way, get wrecked. But that, you know, obviously requires people that have the ability to like have more than two decisions go through their mind. But the crazy part is, from the top of Dash down to this time period, this is where people think it's like time to say, oh, I fucked up. And then BTC, just now, just really taking out this low, all of a sudden today, Mr. Eat a Dick doesn't want to eat his dick anymore. I don't know what the kind of fucking stupid bet that was, but if you bought Bitcoin because some old fart that's on the run from like the United States is like saying that he's gonna eat his dick for Bitcoin, and you thought that was good analysis, you deserve to lose every fucking penny you had. It's like the dumbest fucking thing. The things these people said, have strong hands, have this. Did you hear any financial like debate apart from like, you know, them goading you into a fight, like kids trying to get you to like help them rob a store, you know, jump some other kid at school? It was like just like middle school level logic the whole time, from a 70-year-old man down. I'm a tough guy. If you don't believe me, Bitcoin's going here, I'm gonna eat my dick. Like, really, that is the basis of your analysis, not like, you know, banks adoption or what's gonna happen with the you know, Lightning Network. Nothing. Just, I'm a tough guy, I'm gonna eat a dick. And you told like people who put money in based on your confidence that everybody was stupid at the same time. I've honestly never seen that. Even internet bubble, it was like, this is like levels of like, you know, completely dumb shit. Even internet bubble like struggles to compare with. XRP, BK's favorite. I'm sure he's killed a couple grandmas with this thing. Yeah, you know, we talk about fractals and waves and repeating patterns and prices, and that this shit happens over and over, and that it could happen this many times in this many scales. It's just something that's, you know, natural part of things. Like I showed you this, right? This is a motor unit action potential, the duration, and looking at the structure of it, it is a crash cycle, and there's no people here, there's no price here, there's no market maker here, there's no nothing. It's just a universal shape. It's actually everywhere, you know. It's in many more things than you see here, and you know, if we get to a nebula ever again, I tell you some more details that would blow your mind about that. This is the first crash. This is 2015, and this is, you know, the same thing. In this year, the OGs started crying pretty much like by midsummer. And like I said, it's not remorse that they feel bad for what they've done to crypto. It's as they keep on like bragging like nothing's wrong and keep saying hodl to people who've lost their entire livelihoods, they're gonna have like real difficult problems in personal life. And that's where the depths of the crash cycle goes, that people end up like that, completely mind fucked and, you know, seeking revenge against people. So there's just no choice. They have to stop saying that shit. And so this is like an acknowledgement of what has happened. And it's taken the whole damn tide. So the whole tide's gone and it's over. You know, you're like, oh, well, sorry about that. And everybody gets go get a job. We're done here. Pack it up. Show's over. There's no rule that says because there's a downtrend that you can't like do something else. You know, there was plenty of things to do even in crypto as it came down, let alone other markets as they moved up and down. You know, this is something too. Look at those fractals go, right? The behavior of the market back then. A lot of people used to ask me what this means. You know, what's a Bitcoin? There's no volume. There's not really much volume taking it up through, you know, the ranks of the 300s, 400s, and such. But coming down, everybody and their mother that was scared to fucking be part of it wants to buy it. That's the guys who go hodl, right? All the guys getting shoved into hodl were too scared to touch it on the way up, but like now I'm confident. So you see they're all there, and that's who dies. Those people aren't there, and so that's who you gotta kill. All the people who like sitting here buying since like 12 and 14,000 that literally don't understand what they're doing, that dumbass has to get bricked the fuck out of there. And you can't go up. Like, if that dummy's in, who's gonna buy that shit off of them? You need so much more money to buy their garbage plus drive the market. It's just ridiculous to expect it. And so, bear markets kill stupid people, just to be honest. And like, there's nothing actually insulting. I guess some people think like he's being kind of mean. I'm not. I'm telling you something really direct for your own benefit. If you stand in front of a truck and it drives over you, that's like natural selection. You won't get to reproduce, and we're all better for it. That's the dummy. If I see you standing in front of a truck, I'm going to tell you there's a truck coming. If you continue to stand in front of a truck, again, that's natural selection. We're all better off for it. So it's like how you think about it. Like, what are you doing with yourself? Do you want to prove like that you're a tough guy and put your family at financial risk to do it? Then that's going to be natural selection. But the reality is that if you couldn't understand that this thing was collapsing 90-something% until you're in the 90th percentile, what other adjective would you use for that person? Because he can't be the Warren Buffett of the tide. So ego won't let people say they're stupid if they hodl this. All those big shiller accounts that like, I'm buying my bags. Are your bags packed yet? I've got all my bags packed. I've got 70 bags. Like, we can only hope and pray that none of those people manage to reproduce, because the whole world falls for it. It makes Thanos' case of snapping his fingers absolutely legit. Like, the entire population of what's in this bubble catching it and dying, and the entire population that did it again after this is public about it the first time, yeah, that's a result of overpopulation of the human planet from leverage. There's just too many stupid sheep in the farm. And, you have excesses and they have to be bled out of the system. So all the dummies that keep walking in front of cars will eventually not be there to keep doing it. That's why we say risk management for the win. If you constantly sit there and get hit by a truck, if you survive the first time, you're good, but it's not going to work out in the long haul. So this cycle, if you look at it too, it's got to be the only thing that really goes on. People get greedy. They're terrified when there's really good opportunities, and they're really greedy when there's not. And that's why Warren Buffett says, be greedy when people are fearful, be fearful when people are greedy. This chart actually really, really does really well illustrate that concept. This missing volume is people being fearful when they should have been greedy, and then being greedy when they should have been fearful, which is why you would short into people going hodl, 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 because that's a moron. And everybody's saying, oh, that can't keep going, that can't keep going. That's your fearful guy. That's the guy who doesn't know how to take a risk. So most people never see it the way they need to see it while it's going on, and that's kind of a whole different kettle of fish of how to work that problem out. But when you look at all these things, Bitcoin, this is Bitcoin 2015, this is BCH 2017. Emotionally, it was the same deal. Same amount of trolls, same amount of stupid shit. Remember all the trolls on BCH? Remember all these guys talking shit about Roger, his finger, he's got blew up fireworks, all of that? Isn't that the same kind of stupid name calling attacks they do with us while they're completely fucking wrong? Like, you gotta remember, stupid people don't really have the capacity to find out that they are the actual stupid asshole. If you expect them to have that kind of epiphany, then you are the asshole. You're an idiot. There is you don't have to make everyone else aware. Like, you can put information out to see if it figures out. You put out a bowl of water and the horse doesn't drink it and the horse dies of dehydration, and again, natural selection. It's good for all of us. The horse that will drink it's the one you want to reproduce, not the moron that doesn't get that it's water. So everything's about that. There's no right or wrong about things. It's just winners and losers. It's just the way it turns out. No matter how many times you show this shit to people, right? They people who are concerned with attacking Roger's character or Elon Musk's character, people who've achieved far more than the guy that's criticizing them. I mean, we talk about all the time, great minds talk about ideas and discuss things like fractals and concepts of price and emotional application. They don't sit there and say, well, Roger's a dummy, Roger's this, Roger's that. Dude, who gives a fuck? He could be chimpanzee, these guys got $1 billion. Who the fuck cares what you're talking about? It's the end of that conversation. Just shut up. And that's really, all you have in there. Guys are shitting on Elon Musk. Oh, he smoked pot. Oh, he's this, he's that. Dude, he built $1 billion electric company and changed the whole world's energy problems. If you're just getting out of bed to talk some shit and you don't even know what you're doing tomorrow, shut up. Stop having an opinion on people that do shit you never dreamed of in like 1 minute of your life to do, because no one cared what you were doing a minute ago or a minute, from now. And those people who sit there doing that, it's like crazy. It's like then they base investments on their fucking ad hominem attacks on people they've never met. That again is only the habit of a person that is an idiot. There is no financial wherewithal analysis in calling Roger names. Only children do that shit. And if that's the basis of your investment thesis in a market built on supply and demand, and you're talking names about a guy with $1 billion behind him, you could be the stupid person in the equation that you're talking about. Again, what do we say about this? Price is a graph of human behavior over time. It is not a graph of fundamentals, right? Roger's middle finger isn't a fundamental of BCH. If you made a meme out of that and sent it around and made people not touch this ridiculous run because you took a retarded picture, you could be dumb money. So the entire behavior, that nasty trolling attitude of crypto, is dumb money. The whole market's literally incompetent and is being wiped out 90% because 90% of the market thought like the average person doing the nastiness out there, and the ones who weren't doing it were cool with it. So you had like a generally one behavioral sheep in the entire structure of the price. From, that overly aggressive guy, I forget his name on CBC, Ron or whatever. There's a bunch of these clowns out there, just nasty, no substance, just mean, and calling people names, don't produce any analysis, don't produce something that's tangible, don't produce timing. The only thing they've got is to lash out at you if you say anything. And from the top down, that's the one guy that's in the price, that's the one guy that had the same idea, and there was no one to sell the idea back to. It was just the one guy. And so that was true for every asset in crypto, and the whole market was kind of the same sentiment. And that's what we call the Charlie bubble. It's like the greed bubble of all times, right? His exit represents supreme greed exit, and everybody else who thought they were going to get the Lambo after. So, in fractals, we're just looking at now. The graph is the ultimate result of that human behavior we talk about. That's the consensus behavior in the market. The graph itself is the result of the belief structures of those people. So, thought precedes actions. What goes on this graph is ultimately going to be a construct of what everyone's thinking about. And that's why we talk about it from the position of human behavior and what the sentiments are and where everybody's at, because that's the price. Believe it or not, fuck the graph. You can understand the price if you understand people. That's who's going to make it. So, we talk about indicators. Indicators come from price. It's all about understanding, what's derived from what. Price is derived from people and indicators are derived from price. So to get ahead of an indicator, you need to understand the price. Well, to get ahead of the price, you need to fucking understand people. Common sense. Again, to edit that, Henry, you typoed it. You can understand price if you can understand people. I guess you kind of... Did you paraphrase it that fast? You can't understand price if you can't understand people. I guess it works either way. Did you say at that time it honestly thought Charlie did it for the greater good? And people that believe that, that didn't realize it was about money, man, God bless them. But that's the other side of the fucking chart, and that's who held on while Charlie left in their faces. And you can't tell those people different, right? They believe because they want to believe, and they take the losses and they'll ignore it because they want to believe. You can't do it to that kind of guy. Like I said, you put the information out there. What we do here, we talk about things, and like I said, my goal is not to tell you what to do with anything. It's to help you understand things a little bit better, so you make better choices with what you understand, and you're able to do it without someone telling you shit. Wait, you were kidding? You weren't kidding? Trivial, did you really actually think that Charlie dumped it on TV for the greater good? You didn't actually. You were fucking with me, right? What is this stream about? Whatever the fuck we want it to be about. Why don't you watch it and you could find that out? True. I really want to know if you believe that Charlie was actually out there trying to help everybody by dumping that coin and going on TV. Oh, yeah, that was. I saw that. I was like, good grief. Because the timing of it was pretty crazy, you know? Henry, for real? For real, for real? Yeah, I mean, the amount of different ways that people tried to sell it that it wasn't about money was crazy. You know, if you believe in a good project and you're going to hodl it for years, what exactly you were hoping to come out of it after years? No money. Everybody who tried to say that statement was lying to their face. You know, it's like, you don't park your money and time in anything because it's not about money. I don't care if it's a cure for cancer. You still want to return on your money. And it'd be nice for it to cure cancer. But you still want to return your money. So nobody's in a good project for anything. No worries, Trivial. Yeah, it's a crazy thing to listen to these people lie and justify stuff and like, well, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it because it's a good project. Like, no, you're not. You just want to get paid. And you can care if it's a freaking, you know, a floating boat that's never going to be delivered or some other crap coin. It's just nobody is going to put any of their money into something and it's not about the money you put into it, right? An enemy is a bank. The decentralized narrative, yeah, it's like, you don't even have this is a whole, like I said, if you build a house on a shitty foundation, the whole house is going to come down. And that's the foundational argument for why decentralization should be a thing to remove, you know, trust from a centralized authority and give it to all the people. That narrative is bullshit as much as Tinkerbell is. So if you have a bullshit narrative as the foundation of this house, there's no way the house can stand for long. And that's what all of crypto was built on, was a baseline theory that the banks are doing something nefarious and we've got to stop them. And, you know, generally, if you, okay, think about that as a fractal concept, right? Think about the OGs and the charts we post and over the years and the guys we've trained that are all over the place in Twitter. As far as you know, everyone who's in my room, Henry's in my room, right? The people who have experience with me are pretty happy. People who have never ever seen what the fuck goes on inside of a channel have more to say about it than the people who are in it. That again is the behavior of stupid people. If somebody tells you like how your wife cooks like potatoes and it's your wife, that's an idiot, right? You're gonna know about how she cooks better than him. That is the same basic idea as everyone who criticizes what's in our channel without ever being in there. Like, you know, the second you do that, we know you're a moron, right? Just say, I don't know. Don't just guess. Because if you guess in front of the guy who's got the answer, we can prove you're an idiot. Just like all those DMs prove those guys are morons. It's like, you do realize you're liars plus you're stupid. And we have what you said in writing, so you really can't edit it later, even though you like to. When you don't know shit, just shut the fuck up. That's the best bet. It's always the thing you can do. Yeah, good tech, you know, if it's good tech and it works, then you expect to make a return on it, and it still can be good tech. You can believe in it that it's going to do some amazing shit, and it does it, and you can get paid for it. There's nothing wrong with making money on speculating on an idea being something and getting it right. You know, there's always this way of shaming people for making money or mocking them if they're broke, and there's never like a happy place you can be because some shitbag who's not where you are needs to drag you down to where he is, and that's the problem. That's why you don't worry about that shit. No matter what you do, there's some shitbag who's not doing anything that's going to find time to shit on you for it. So you can't rate yourself based on a loser. You know, that's why we don't compare our TA to the degenerates in the other channels. None of them are technicians. They're just idiots that say, pump my bag. So there aren't any precision analysts in the market, so there's never any competition. That's why they're always talking about us, and we don't give a fuck. We don't get drunk on Friday nights and read anything they write, because they don't write anything that means shit. So we're out here trying to figure out what's next, and we're focused on what the market's doing and what, you know, what's evolving. They're focused on what we're doing. So, you know, the hierarchy in the food chain is kind of clear. The only competition we have is ourselves. We don't worry about those guys. There isn't anybody doing precision analysis like this in any fund or anywhere, you know, on television anywhere. There's no one with a track record across every asset class because this isn't really a thing. And I didn't actually realize that either, that it wasn't a thing until like pretty much like, I guess crypto. In crypto, where it was just a pure, I have this bag, you go buy it, which will make me money. That's the only basic belief structure the whole market's got. I'm going to buy this first and make you buy it off me to drive it up. So everyone's analysis is based on trying to fuck each other. So it's not analysis, it's just like, I need to make money off of you, so can you buy this coin? And that's the only actual thing going on. So nobody was ever telling you what the fuck the market is doing. They were telling you what they needed you to do to pay them. And without people recognizing that's what they were doing, they thought like, well, this guy knows what he's talking about. Like, no, they're not talking about what you think they're talking about. They're talking about themselves. So, looking at the market and giving you a read on what it is, that's objective analysis. Telling you what I have and needing you to buy is completely different. Knowing which one you're hearing is something that you could kind of tell without knowing much about markets. If you just objective to realize like the motivation of somebody who says something wrong all the time, he would have a vested interest in it working out for some other reason, right? The bubble guy is going to sell the bubble theory and is never going to stop doing that shit because he has a brand that needs to be supported by the fear mongering he's doing to drive people into his fucking columns. All right, that's his motive. It's not about helping you. It's about what he needs. In my brand, I warn about winter, and I also let you know when there's good opportunity. The thing of it is to create objective information, not tell you to do anything. Help you have enough information to kind of think about things so you make better choices because you're a more informed person is a better way to go. Because if somebody's always telling you what to think, then you're gonna need to let somebody to do that forever, and that's fucking pointless. You never get anywhere with that. We're big on the teach a man to fish thing, and just like Infinity said, working together is what 99% won't do. That's the 1% idea. 99% are so busy fucking each other that the 1% can pick them all off very easily. But the 1% doesn't have to go and fight an army of 99 people. That's fucking crazy. The one guy's going to fight 99. Just let the 99 kill each other, and then you come in and clean house after they're done. And that's always what happens. Right now, while all these guys are crying and apologizing, who do you think is, the beneficiary of the entire side of the tide? Put that one in here. This entire side of time, the beneficiary who didn't say hello the whole time, and it's a counterparty of people who had, a myopic view of things and completely emotionally driven, have transferred those belief structures in the form of market capitalization into the pockets of the few once again. And, this is an avoidable thing. If you're not just greedy, it's going down. When will you decide that this is a bad idea? That's really the only thought process you have to get yourself out of the way of that. The smart money, right? There's only two choices of what the market does when you're historically done looking at it. This is something I find really interesting that people do. So you go back and look at like a bull market from the 1980s and 90s and say, all the smart money was in tech stocks before anybody knew it. You go back and look at crypto, in 2011, and people are going to tell you, hey, the smart money was in it before anybody knew. Right? The smart money was in BTC before anybody knew. So if that can be true, and you see people making fun of BTC, won't get to 600, won't get to 1,000, won't get to 3,000, it does all these things. What'd you call those guys when you got up here? You called them the dumb money of the tide because they weren't smart enough to buy it. That's like an objective truth. It's not like a way to spin it around and say, well, it should have come down, but because I missed an 11 million% move, let me tell you why the market didn't understand what I was telling you. Dude, I can't pay any bills with what the fuck you're telling me. That doesn't even make sense when people do that. And like, that is so much of crypto. So many of the guys who are like, well, the stock market hasn't come down yet because of this reason. You mean you're wrong? That's the only thing I heard. And what's a fantastic mechanism that is going on in the market is so many people are on the wrong side of this equation, and everybody's trying to be like everybody. So the dirtbag has people wanting to be a dirtbag, and he's been lying the whole time and wrong. So the people who he's lying to and wrong want to be like the dirtbag who was lying and wrong, and who's going to tell you another idea behind the 16 others that went bad, and you'll let him. Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to live with yourself. Remember, sheep are fucking sheep. It is a complicit behavior that has lemmings go off a cliff together. Not only could these people lie to you and be totally wrong and have no substance to back up the next time they're going to tell you an idea, you'll let them do it. And that's why this shit repeats. Because they start doing it again and there's another tide, believe me, greed will make them look past everything they did yet again. And it will bend reality in the way you need to make it so you can justify letting a piece of shit tell you to lose your fucking entire life savings. It's fantastic. I could describe this exact situation in this level of detail. What just happened right there?
What's up, guys?
Is it me or did I just lose all my... Where'd all the numbers just go? Did all my numbers just get deleted on my chart, or am I crazy? Where'd they go?
I don't know.
One, oh shit.
They just vanished.
Can you undo?
I don't think so. I moved around a lot. That's crazy. Where'd they just go? I didn't hit anything to delete them. We'll see.
Is trading view messing up again?
Probably, because you didn't see me do that, did you?
Mm-hmm.
It just wiped that chart out. That sucks. Let's see if it comes back.
I would say possibly relaunch.
Yeah, no, there's like nothing. It's got annotations on the charts. It just wiped out the Coinbase chart that had the annotations on it. That's crazy. It did that. What the hell? Huh? I can always put them back, but it was in the right places and stuff. It's kind of fucked up. It just did that.
Yeah, exactly. Just wasted time.
Got a lot of computers. Yeah, I don't know what the hell. It just totally knocked out all the numbers of the Coinbase chart. What the fuck was that, dude? Maybe on the wrong side. Let me check and see. It should duplicate on both sides. Yeah, it doesn't do that. Thank God. It doesn't duplicate on the both sides. Even if you click this thing, it's supposed to duplicate on both sides. It won't do it.
No, okay.
Okay, I'm like shit. I'm like, where did that go? I mean, it's not like this is the hardest chart to recreate, but it's like fucking annoying, you know. I got OCD. I don't want to replace all the numbers. I know where they exactly are for exactly what reason. Anyways, so yeah, and that's just a general convo to talk about, you know, how you look at things, and just a roundabout conversation to get your mind around the idea a little bit better. It's not about really a personal attack or anything like that. You know, what we're attacking is the belief structure of the person that would have it, not the person themselves. That's why you don't really hear me ever call anybody's name. We're talking about the idea. We're not really talking about the people. The simple-minded person thinks it's about them, so they respond and go, well, Kaz is stupid, he has bad English. Whatever. I don't spell so great, but I know what up and down is, and that's what's important here. So we want to understand which kind of a moron would focus on the way my mask looks or English versus like a $600 billion crash that wipes his family out, and still be talking about my mask and drinking alone on Fridays, right? That person is not a person you take advice from. He's the person who loses in this and blames everybody else. And that behavior is all a crypto. Because most people won't take responsibility for what the fuck happens. So what we describe is the behavior. And if it happens to be of a person that happens to be doing it, they're usually going to think that, you know, with ego engaged, it's about them. But we're never really discussing people as individuals because we don't give a shit. We don't know them. We don't plan to see them. And we don't give a fuck they breathe. Right? They're just some degenerate shitbag that gives you a clue where not to fucking stand so you don't get hit by the same train that's going to hit that dumb fuck. And that's all you want them for. It's like a warning post, you know, that, you know, well, he's a moron. The way he makes decisions are terrible. Do you want to copy that? No. Right? Real simple. And so you watch those guys to learn about price. Stupid people don't know they're stupid. And that's good for you in multiple ways because you can just watch them and learn all about what a stupid person does. That's what we do. What do you think crypto Twitter was? It was like the greatest like exhibition of like sheep ever seen. I became so much more accurate watching like the exhibition of dumbasses in 2014 and 15. It was incredible. I was like, this works everywhere. Like these people are like an exhibition of just the dumbest part of society, all grouped together and all empowered to think they're the smartest part of society. That made it much, much worse, you know. When they were really sure that they were the next coming of the internet, but they were like dumber than a fifth grader, but they didn't know that. You can learn a lot about fucking markets in an environment like that. Crypto was literally the best learning environment for human behavior I've ever seen the entire time I've been in the market, because there was no structure, there was no TA, there was no nothing. It was just pure emotion and lies and no base logic. So you got just a raw look at like what people would do to each other. And you know what people would do to each other is what you see on this chart. People fuck each other. It looks like a giant middle finger, doesn't it? It's a giant middle finger to your complacency. It's just a moving average. So many questions about a moving average. It's just a moving average. What up, Lex? We do drop some of those. Some things to get your mind around. Like again, like I said, you go back out here and you think everything's personal and you're worried about it like on an ego level, you miss the point. Price doesn't give a fuck what you believe, and it'll be here tomorrow if you hit a tree tonight in your car. So get over that shit. You guys got any questions? What up?
With good.
Jack, you were saying what? What do you think about Craig, aka Fake Toshi? Let's see. Oh, I missed some stuff to scroll up here. Let's see.
He's talking about like his recent ideas of things, not just him as the person.
Thanks, Sumo. Yeah, I heard a lot of guys say, you know, that it's one of the better experiences of their life and best investments they made. And we just had to make a place that does the things that everyone wishes people would do, that they don't do. Like keep their fucking word and actually teach you this shit so you know what the fuck you're doing when I'm done. And that's what we try to make sure we do. You know, everyone tries to keep you in a position where you're kind of weakened. And, you know, it's actually funny. Many people actually think, too, like, you know, like those giant rooms you see, these guys are 400 and 500 people. After Nebula training, these guys are just kind of trading with themselves and working out the kinks on their own. You know, if they want to come trade with, they can. But there is no ongoing room. We just have a public room that we chill in, and the guys refine their work together until they decide they're going to get to a point they want to try to be professionals with it or not. We train for, you know, 2 months in video and 1 month in text to get a baseline habit installed that can be, you know, reproduced on their own without us, and they refine that. So we create like an environment where you can basically, you know, gain the mechanical repetition needed to actually survive over the long haul. And then they make a decision if they want to stay with us, stay in the room, chill, whatever, go about their business, trade with us, whatever the fuck. There's no rule to it. You don't have to do anything. But for the guys that want to push it to, like, you know, the limit, we also provide that angle too. But yeah, you know, Nebula Project's actually a free community to all of our guys that learn the logic. It's funny that most people actually think it's like a giant farm like all those other shitbag rooms. But it's not. It's a place that we've got guys that have been there, you know, in our community for years. And they trade and do what they want with themselves and run their own businesses and do whatever else. Like you've seen some guys in Nebula actually run companies and don't even trade actively, but use the logic there. So we're a community of like all different kinds of talents that, you know, can synergize to create an environment that actually does the things like they want in Puerto Rico. We have doctors, we have computer programmers, we have graphic artists, we have technicians, we have all kinds of skill sets, and we all have like a unified goal to produce a better environment for all of us. That's the base of Nebula Project, you know, to be like the EOS that actually works of ecosystems where we can build anything we want on top of it. Thanks, Lebo. What do you think about stocks last week drop all this shit with yield cut bond curve? Alright, I'll get to that one. It's a pretty long-winded answer, so I'll do that. How do you define your risk limits? Percent of your investment amounts you are willing to lose, or the chart like support zones? I don't use support zones, and the risk reward model we use is part of our trade secret that allows guys to sit there to pull off, shit like turning $700 into 170 G's. The way we manage price and risk is kind of part of a unique formula that we came up with in there that I can't share that one. All I can tell you is that you need to learn how to define risk, and there's many ways to do it. And it has to be part of your strategy that you can develop a long-term habit that you can, figure out what your results will be. So having the ability to use stops and say you're wrong is pretty much what 90% of crypto. Anybody who said hodl can't use a stop because they don't want to say they're wrong, and that's the guy that loses everything because the ego won't let him say he missed. Until what you're seeing now. Using a stop's not bad, and knowing how to live to fight another day is called intelligence. The guy who doesn't live to fight another day doesn't produce, so that's natural selection. So knowing to define risk and per your subjective view and how you want to do it, there's definitely people assume different levels of risk. Whether you're on percentages and you're assuming 1 to 5% of your bankroll per trade, or you're stopping on on a certain percentage drop in the overall move, and you've got fixed sizes. There is a lot of ways. I personally believe there's a stop mechanic and a risk mechanic that makes the most sense of all of the things you could do with what's available to us that we use. But ultimately, you just have to have a habit that defines risk. There's multiple ways to do this, but not having risk in place before you touch things is suicide. And so whether it was some shitcoin you bought or Litecoin up at 300, where the fuck are you wrong at? And the amount of people that could come down from 270, 300 longs and still be in the damn thing right now, you really didn't think you were wrong for 300 fucking points? That's asinine. So at some point, you're going to be wrong, and there's nothing wrong with it. Making mistakes opens you up to understanding the mistake and having a better set of tools for the next time you take the shot at the same thing. So that's experience. Nobody starts off in this some 90% execution trader with surgical shit. There's going to be a lot of fucking time you smash your face in the ground, and that is your opportunity to get better than what puts you in the ground. Now, the guy who keeps on going hodl after his face hits the ground and gets up and says hodl and his face hits the ground again, right? That's an idiot. That's the guy we don't want to breed because he's too stupid to figure out to stop hitting his face in the ground the same way. And he does that behavior, he'll keep doing it everywhere. He's just fucking stupid. And you can't wake him up from it because you're really sure he's not. So that guy's a danger to everybody else. Let's see. Been in a few different rooms. Each of them show their own bags. Never probably goes hand in hand. Yeah, we don't show bags. We don't do any of that shit. Our traders make their own fucking decisions. We don't tell anybody what to buy. You'll know what to buy. When I'm done training you, you'll know that shit better than 99% of fucking crypto Twitter. You make them look stupid, just like our whole crew's out there fucking clowning them as they all get wrecked. I don't tell those guys what they're doing. I don't have any idea until they post that shit on Twitter, what they hit or what they're in, I'm focused on my own shit. So when I see somebody pull a 20x out of 4x or something, it's sick. I had no idea even looking at that play today. And that's what I want. I don't want a room full of guys hey man, you look at this. Hey man, you look at this. Do you know how crazy that'd be if I had to come up with every answer for every fucking body all the fucking time, and when I miss, everybody's fucking dead? That is a ridiculous burden to put on any oneself, and ridiculously high pressure. It's much more intelligent to have everybody understand what to do, and we all meet in the middle with a million ideas, and now there's so many opportunities that we can't even take them all. That makes everybody have an easier time. And it's not rocket science. Hey, you guys, you cool? You want to come and work together? Sure. Let's go ahead and hang out. If that seems like a valuable thing and a scarce thing, maybe everybody is just a big fucking asshole. All we do is hang out and help each other. Just like we sit around and play the game like this. You don't have anybody that'll come over and help you put the TV on your wall? You don't have any people that come over and just help you out and actually mean it? Think about that. That actually is scarce. I figured that out too. Because I used to think, I have a lot of friends. I talk to everybody in the city. I'm real estate, fucking this, that, and the other. You might know a lot of people, but having a lot of people that you give the key to your front door, how many people y'all got that you give the key to your front door? Anybody in this chat right now? How many fucking people do you know that you give the key to your fucking house? Like 1, 2 if you're lucky, none, right? But you know a lot of people. Know why you don't give all those people a key to your house? Because you fucking know what they are, really. Your enemies, they never betray you. It's your fucking friends that do it, right? Those are the ones who can get close enough to fuck you. You got 2 friends that you give the key to your house to, and what do you know? Like 2 to 20,000 fucking people? Like literally nobody. And that's the actual reality. And we all know it because everybody's got a number that small. We all know people are really rotten at the core, but we lie to ourselves that they're not. All the crypto Twitter is you would give them the key to your fucking house. Working together makes life easy. I'm fucking old. I can't keep watching 5 asset classes at the pace I do and keep up with everything. I hope to God someone can find a play that I didn't find. It makes life easier, and if they're all accurate as fuck, and you have like 30 of those motherfuckers doing it, guess what you have? You have a room of producing millions of bucks, and I don't have to figure out how to do all of it. Because that's really ridiculous fucking pressure. It does say that you're the fucking man. I don't care. I don't compete with any of the guys in my channel. If you end up competing with me, you know, it doesn't end well because it usually puts first in a place that they're not working on what they're supposed to. Our room's not about that. I refined the system and I continue to refine it with people that are interested in learning about it, and it gets better every time for every single person involved. We all go upwards, we all learn more, we all stay in tune with things. It's a win-win for everybody involved. That's why people like it so much. It's just a thing that makes sense to do if you want to have something that's sustainable. And the fact is, most people dumping on the other guys looking for a negative strategy to fuck people. My interest was always just in solving the puzzle and being better at it than I was the last time I did it. You know, nobody really works on solving a Rubik's Cube because it pays a paycheck. They work on solving a puzzle because they like solving the puzzle. Now, incidentally, solving the puzzle happens to have a really nice paycheck. But you would have quit this puzzle long before you figured out, you know, this kind of level of accuracy using a model based on human behavior that requires really subtle, nuanced understanding of the mechanics of how a person comes to, you know, a conclusion to do an action, and then recognize it in price and mass consensuses. It's not something that you pick up overnight. So to get to this point, it was just really a curiosity with pattern recognition and solving like the equation. Then money comes from that habit. You know, if you're really passionate about a thing, money will come as part of the habit involved. It's not the thing that will be the focus to make you excel beyond all others. You know, you drive forward with a thing with a passion when you really fucking love it. And the side effect of your habits are, you know, produce these results that ultimately enable your life. But it's not the ultimate goal. It's never going to be in front of like, hey, I want to be a fantastic painter because I want to get rich off painting. So I'll become like fucking, you know, Salvador Dali level good because of my drive to want to get money. You can't create talent out of a need for fucking money. That is like mixing up some wrong shit. Is there a way to squeeze before an opposite move? What? Wait. Yeah, let's see. Is there always a squeeze before an opposite move? For example, you expect something to go long, but the candle before going long will be a squeeze from people that are on high margin. I mean, most of the time, not always. I mean, when you say most of the time, not always, right? Anything can happen. And yeah, sometimes you can see a counter move before a real move. Sometimes you can just see a move just blast off. And there's subtle differences of what's going on in the mechanics of, you know, the shockwave that leads to a whipsaw versus just a fucking complete blowout move. And it has to do with this, you know, the behavior of the people inside of it. That requires a really detailed description of price that I can't give you in this forum to understand like what is generating the wick that ejects you and liquidates the position and then leaves versus the thing that just blows out the bar and doesn't come back. And, you know, ultimately some things are going to leave, some things are not, right? It doesn't happen all the time. The why of it isn't as important as how you handle it. You're going to get wicked and you're going to get fake breaks, and you're not going to know what's going to be the one until it's happened. You know, if you see a bar out, these big giant green, you know, bars out of a breakout zone, and you're like, I'm buying this looks wonderful, and it fucking tanks and boots you out, fine, shit happens, try again. And that's all you can do with it. If your risk reward strategy makes sense, no one trade should cripple you in your business plan because your strategy is based on long-term survival. So there should be statistical, you know, allowances for you to take hits that don't cripple it because you were planning to be X amount successful in your total trades, and take this much loss if things don't work in the ones that go awry. So your ultimate long-term career in trading is going to be a function of your win-loss rate and your drawdown. And just basically how you scale over time too, because obviously if you make money, you're going to scale up what kind of capital you have. So after 10 years, there's no one big trade that makes it all for you. There is a mechanical habit that produced a result at the end and that you could sustain, or you didn't sustain it, or you sustained the wrong habit. So that's it. That's all you're doing. There's no one trade that should be anything. It should be able to take you out of anything. You're going to get wicked. You're going to have stuff that goes amazing. You're going to take 30, 40 trades, and something's going to go even 20, 30, 40, 50x. And you're like, holy shit, I didn't know that was going to happen. And you don't know which one it's going to be. Who's going to be your amazing ICO? You're just going to know that you can't die before you find him. And it will show by just statistics alone. Take 100 different ICO plays, right? One of them's going to do an ether. And you wouldn't really know which it was. You would have put money in thinking they all could be an ether, but only one of them does it. And that's, gaming statistics. Don't die before you find your ether ICO. You don't know which one it is, but if you die this year and it pops up in the middle of next year and you're broke, you have 0 chance of being part of it. So that's why we say, live to fight another day. Don't put yourself in a position where you get worked in one play because your ego says, I got to do it all here. If you're going to do this for 10, 20, 30, 40, how old you are, there's no job path you could have where you wrote one program at your development company. Well, maybe if you're McAfee, but in general, you're not going to build one house in your builder company or flip one property in your foreclosure company and then say I'm retired. You're going to have ups and downs, and in the downs, hopefully not so down that you don't survive to come back because you manage risk well enough to take the hits on the downside and be capitalized enough at the end to take another shot. That rule's true everywhere. Just don't die. Live to fight another day. And that's what your career path's going to be built on. Your drawdowns, your losses that happen, but your hopefully wins are better, I had a friend that had a good saying that was like, lose a little, make a lot. That's what you're trying to do. And be mechanical about it. Yeah, I don't shellcoin. Nobody's ever noticed that? I don't do that. Just kind of tell you what I'm seeing. Today, shit looks crazy, When I put the gold fract up, it's like, didn't feel right. It felt like fucking death, and it was coming. And so I made, the gold fractal because of sentiments I was gaining from people around. The price structure looks like what it is, and there was a couple different other signals I saw that said this just felt fucking like ass, and so I threw that out there. And that's all I'm trying to do is I see a car coming, get out of the street. There's a bus coming, watch out for him. That dude's drunk and lonely and reading my blog. Definitely watch out for him. He's a fucking creep. Right? It's you remember? Did you hit that one, Jack? Yeah, that was a crazy play. Most all but 2 maybe. Grasshoppers. I don't know. I didn't train them Nebula. I just gave them little pointers and shit about things they didn't know, and they didn't have any basics. So when they came to ask me stuff, I'd tell them. And when they thought they were really good with it, they just became shitheads. And that happened enough across 14 and 15 that, by 16 and 17, I just wasn't playing that game with those guys. But yeah, what's the motivation of a guy telling you to buy a bag he's got? Self-interest. My motivation in telling you that it looks like the gold fractal is about to happen in BTC is I'm just doing analysis and fucking right because my brand is built on not fucking missing. So I'm working on my analysis to be as accurate as it can be for no other reason. And if anybody that ever looks at this shit, I don't want to be the reason that you're fucking homeless. Who the hell wants to know that in the back of their mind? It's not a fucking piece of shit. I would hate to fucking think that I was part of something like that. I don't want to cause that to anybody. So, I'm not out here to recommend anything, but those people are going to decide to look at your work and say, well, it sort of looks like he knows what he's doing, and they may not know you from shit. But I don't want to be the fault of that to anyone, and I myself, use my own work, so I damn sure don't want to miss. They'll fucking get me wrecked. How long can you possibly say wrong shit and be alive, I don't even know how people are doing that shit. I'll give one of the best lines I ever heard in crypto is actually Cobain. He says, whenever you start dreaming about boats and cocaine, it's time to fucking like sell. That is like a great like analogy to like your mental state. You know, when you're like, you know, your palms are sweaty, you're freaking out, mom spaghetti, you're all going through that shit, and all of a sudden you're like, man, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go fucking eat right now. I'll be back. I'll fucking stop that bitch out later. That is the moment you get rid of that fucking thing, dude. I did that once. I had warming. I sold into like a spike on a number, and I was like insta banger up like something ridiculous on the dollar franc, and I was like, all right, yep, let's go to breakfast. And he's like, you don't want to stay? I'm like, nah, it's in the bag. Thing's down like fucking like 100 pips instantly. Fucking stops in. Let's go. Came back to fucking being ejected as fast as humanly fucking possible. It's like, what the hell happened? It's like the minute I went out the door, it fucking destroyed me. And it's like that sentiment. It's like you got a 100 pip move in fucking like 10 minutes and you didn't take it, you idiot. Like it's like greed, right? It's like, I'm the fucking man. I got this. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna go have a steak fucking breakfast because I fucking just nailed that. Like stupid shit pops in your head, like fucking just turn around and go, just be done. Reset yourself. Don't be a dipshit, right? Price is people. Feel like a dumbass, you probably do something fucking stupid. So, you know, think about that. We've all had those moments. You're sure you're the fucking man. Great convo, Henry. I'm not sure where that's going. Alright, Retting, I can't say that name. Who had to leave. See you later.
Hey guys, I'm hopping over here for the night as well.
Alright, JJ, no worries. For you guys, Red O.G.Tober, send me a DM here. I see it. I had to take a look at it. Like I said, I got like 3,000 of those things, and I have everyone asking the same question. Huge amount of trolls mixed into it, and degenerates trying to use second accounts to get onto my account. All those guys you see like stalking around my fucking Twitter, you gotta understand, like, they're looking at everything I do, even though they say they hate me. There are nothing but tons of those assholes with second, like, new startup accounts trying to get in so they can steal something and dog me at the same time. I'm not into that shit. I don't give a fuck. So I have to know who you are, that you're a real person, and I'm not dealing with that. At the end of the day, like, you know, I don't need assholes of people following on Twitter. The system I've evolved at this point, for the few people that are working with me, Nebula, this thing is fucking fire, and I think you guys can figure that out. So we do what we do, you know, and it's not about that. It's about having, you know, a refined accuracy and knowledge base and staying in touch with people and continue to refine it by constant repetition, and also providing value in the fact that I know no one's out in the public domain that actually are focused on predictive market analysis to this degree, so it's valuable. The average analyst who could actually make stuff this accurate won't fucking tell you anything because it's just about him. I never developed this analysis to be about me or greed. This was like literally me trying to figure out how to do a better move in Street Fighter. So it's just a giant puzzle that I was really fucking curious to figure out. I don't do it like that. This is more fascinating while I sit down and have these kinds of calls. This is just fucking fun to me. It's like, to like, you know, I've worked this out to where like, okay, I think it's gonna go here, it's gonna go there. Like, you gotta understand, I didn't have this working this way in the beginning. It was a fucking lot of trial and I was smashing my face into the ground. And, you know, I'm kind of old now, but it's kind of cool. I got some of the things worked out, and it's getting more refined to where I feel like, you know, we have meaningful predictive ability and want it to get better. So that's what we do. Trying to get that 200 hit combo. Man, you saw I got Burger, I think, like 180 times that last one. It's pretty funny. I had 129 and a 180 on his ass. It's pretty dope. Darmamu's the fucking truth. You gotta come back for that rematch. I know you had me thinking you might have some like serious fucking unanswerable game, but now we know what time it is. Henry. Oh, he's talking that ish. Don't make me have to go work out some new combos. You may never hit the ground again. We'll see what's good. I need you up in my team on the squad so we can blow some holes in people. So yeah, just DM me, and then I've got DMs at the ass right now. I'll try to catch up. I have a lot of fun stuff to do today with Nebula Project and things, but hit me up, and then I see if I can figure out and just reach out and over time catch up and talk to the guys who send me stuff. And we want a community of people that like this, like to learn stuff, because this process, it sounds like nothing. Like, you know, when you guys sit there and you're like, oh, he's got all this info to tell us. The real reality is, like, talking to you guys actually is just as helpful to me, because the things that you wonder about, I get to rethink about, and I might not have had to think about for a long time. And that's part of the little details that all of which I need to keep fresh in order to stay at the level of accuracy I stay at. And so, you know, people get complacent, and you get complacent, your habit slips. And part of my habit is staying like fresh and focused. And this conversation, how does a stop work? Do the market makers whipsaw you all the time? And thinking that through myself and telling you about it is just as informational to me, because it's one more repetition of the thought process, so I can get a little bit better in my own subtle levels of understanding of it. Whether it seems to be like massively apart, you know, far apart from where you are because you're just starting, I can always get relatively better, and so can you. So where you start at now is irrelevant. It's just that you keep progressing better than that version every next time, and you're an increasingly better version of yourself than the previous. After a huge span of time, you won't even recognize the current you versus the past. You have moved so far away. So that's kind of how I try to do it. The puzzle I'm trying to solve, I'm trying to get it like slightly better than last time. I mean, as much better as I could, but the real reality is that your gain on efficiency is, you know, diminishing returns at this point in the game. I mean, you can never hit zero. You know, you think about it. I tell people this all the time. Like, it's a really weird concept. Infinity is like everything's like unlimited thing. Like, you can go, you know, upwards for infinite amounts. You can make profit infinite amounts. The real reality is that you can have infinite information in closed systems. So this entire universe could be inside of an atom. You know, it is not. There's infinite information inside of an atom. There's infinite information inside of, like, you know, a circle. And if you thought about it like take a measurement, like an inch or a meter or a centimeter, whatever, and you do like, where's the camera at? Is it crazy? Can't figure it out. Yeah, like a centimeter, right? And so this is like an active one, and you nebula people, shut up. Don't answer this question. Let the guys get a chance. Alright, so you got like a centimeter, because I know some of you guys are in like countries that use that bullshit measurement system, so I'm going to help you out and work with you on that, because here we use inches like real men, but we're going to work with centimeters for you guys over there in, you know, Euroland. So you got a centimeter, and you start to cut it in half. Yeah, I'm still alive. At what point, if you keep cutting a centimeter in half, will you reach the end of it? Will you hit 0 of the centimeter? Anybody that's not nebula, go ahead and answer that. You keep cutting a centimeter in half, when do you hit 0? Bingo. So by that, within a centimeter, there's infinite information, because there's no way to hit 0 by dividing by anything. So there is technically infinite information in any finite space. So that means you never stop improving. That idea is also rather interesting in many other systems, but that was what I was going to use that for now. I seem fine again? What do you mean I seem fine again? Dude, we couldn't get the stream. I haven't been here like consistently for like the whole time. We had like a nightmare stream earlier, and then audio problems, and we had like 2 deleted streams, and just we're having problems. The tech was not cooperative with us tonight, so, you know, I had to come up with shit. What are you doing? Keep logging me out. Probably gonna wrap this one up and go here in a little bit. You guys got any other questions you want to ask? On the hunt for OG, Red O.G.Tober. You guys see Ivy on the submarine fin, on the what do you call those things? The wings. She's hanging out there on the hunt for it. The flux capacitor is made by Elon Musk. 12 hours streaming and not sounding tired at all. I haven't streamed for 12 hours, not this time. We had a Nebula call that was pretty crazy. What was the total? Wasn't it 16 straight hours, no breaks? I think it was something like that. It was 16 or 14 hours non-stop, man. It was pretty wild. But yeah, we get into our shit. We really like it, you know. It's not about the time. It's about the time, but it's not about the time. We just like to fucking, you know, learn more shit. It was pretty fun. Was it 16 to 18 hours? I know a couple people fell asleep and came back and like, is this the same call? I'm like, yeah, I'm still sitting in the same place. Shit like that is though why I didn't, I honestly, like, health-wise, yeah, I couldn't run another one of those at my age. Like, yeah, I sat in the same place for 16 hours basically going over information, and amazing, like, 80% of the Nebulans survived that fucking call. I was like, wow, you motherfuckers made almost a whole day sitting there. But, that's our calls. Like, it isn't something like, hey, I'll put you guys the 1 hour YouTube video. Bro, when we say we're going to fucking train you, I mean, I'm going to fuck your world up. That's what we do in that place. There is no short shit. I think our shortest call was like 5 hours. And we do that for 2 months. It's pretty much a college course amount of time invested. And then homework wise, off the charts, it's pretty much a career. It's all you could possibly have time for. That's what it takes to train a new behavior into a person that's never had it at 25, 30 years of age, that's been conditioned to do the exact shit that'll fuck you up. To undo that for a grown person is like hell on earth, man. It takes a certain process to go through enough information enough times to where it sinks in. Just think about how much I had to tell like Quinn Winter this year and it couldn't be seen. The mechanics of what's going on in your mind that made that so fucking invisible is really ridiculous. Calls a week, I do too. I used to do Mondays and Thursdays, rotating time zones for the European side of the planet and the American side, and then we have trainers in the channel. So some of the guys you saw playing like Cardi and Snow, and then they'll go up and follow up on and train for another couple hours behind that. So you'll probably end up with like 13 to like 17, maybe 20 hours per week of live video, and in the weeks that ran like 10 and 16 hours, you end up with like almost fucking 30 hours of video, in a week. And we're going over concepts in really high detailed resolution like this, for hours. To carry a conversation for 16 hours, we're not sitting there silent. This is like this for fucking 16 hours when I did that session. And it's to get it to the repetition that, the first time you hear anything I say, it doesn't quite mean anything, but like the sixth time, you're like, yeah, I get it. That's the way your mind accretively absorbs information. It does it very slowly, and you need patience to get information. So repetition is the key to like refining any kind of habit. So we spend huge amounts of time beyond what you would think is like normal, refining an idea and getting a person to have the uptake to where they have the epiphany to where they own it, so they can go and think in it and come back and talk to me about shockwaves and tell me like, I think this is a good one. Like, why? Here's why. Here's the mechanics of what I see. Like, damn, okay, you sold me on it. Because when you have a whole bunch of people with that skill set, like, your whole community produces fucking alpha, like, through the fucking ceiling. It's not all on one guy's ability, It's way too fucking hard to sustain that. So, a cooperative is always better. And if you understand divide and conquer, that's what they did to most people to win, is just teach the sheep to cut each other apart. Like what you see in crypto Twitter. There's not really cohesive structures. There's little groups that try to fuck other groups. But if you were all cohesive, your lives would all be far easier, What if you had 15 friends that come over and help you, like, put your furniture together? Just don't bring cardio. You'll put the shit together wrong and you're wrecked. But, he meant well. If you have, 15 friends that help put together furniture, your time is, like, better spent. And you build stronger relationships that can help you guys create other things. I don't know why it's such a lost art form, but that's what we do. Cardi's out on that fucking Call of Duty shit. But yeah, so that's that in a nutshell. So any other questions? Plank length is just 3-factor measurement. Fallen knives taken into fucking plank scaling. Well, Henry, you've been in here 12 hours because we've been on and off inside like the Discord, but we haven't been streaming 12 hours. That'd be the stream of the century if we went over like tutorial material for 12 hours on Twitch. That'd be the Twitch to end all Twitches. Skinny bees, you mind talking about finite split of centimeters in relation to the peeps who in money is dying? So when we talk about that infinite space inside of finite spaces, we talk about understanding what value is. And value is a function of scarcity, and it can occur in any finite closed system, whether it be the solar system and there only being one planet with any life on it, and it's like exceedingly small percent of the overall system. That is how you understand it, right? Value is a function of scarcity. So that is true in crypto, right? How many people had a scarce idea in the winter season? How many people weren't saying hodl, or you don't worry about your weak hands? How many people said that? Was it a whole ton of people saying don't hodl, watch out, you're in a bear market? Or was it like one weird goofy guy with emojis telling you that? Which one's the scarcity? You tell me. And that's how we know value, right? I know you don't have to type it, you get it. So, if you have a block of gold and none of us have that shit, and it's worth fucking bazillions of dollars, is that valuable? Trivial? I won't torture the answer live when there's a delay, but the thing you have that no one's got, that's value. The thing everybody's got, who gives a fuck? That's socialism. So I said, you know, if you had a block of gold and none of us had it, and it's worth tons of money, would it be a valuable thing? Absolutely. And that's why you know it's valuable, because no one's got it, right? When the new phone comes out from iPhone, you want to be the first one to get it, because why? No one's got it yet, and you've got it, so it's scarce. So haha, I've got the valuable phone. So the thing to think about in understanding it is that when we talk about value, whether it be in a centimeter or it be inside the entire solar system, it's fractally similar, right? It's going to be a relative part of that system and a small part. So value, we can understand, is a scarcity in any closed system that has utility. Any other questions, guys? Yeah, it can be scarce, but if ain't nobody want to use it, then fuck it, right? Ugh. All right, countdown to extinction. Do you have any other questions you guys got before I wrap up? Keep watching Twitter. Keep watching, you know. Sentiment is definitely bad. Charts like Dash look way beyond fucking awful compared to BTC. The market is still fucking looking for like a prayer, and you know, regulars are still tightening their news, so keep an eye on things. Space convo. I always like the space convo. There's so much to talk about in space. Nebula Project, Universe A, B, and C. We have a thing for space stuff. Prayer? Are you what are you asking me, Jack? You say pair? Is that misspelling? What do you mean? What about prayer? Who's living on a prayer? You talking about crypto? Oh, yeah, 1337 Nugget, I think, quoted it for you. Don't do hopium. I remember if I just said prayer. Maybe. If I said living on a prayer. If this quote is right, then that's what I said. You know, and as much as you guys come here to listen to, you know, what I have to say about price and, you know, objectively looking at it, your goal isn't to figure out to find a new dude to FOMO after either. A lot of people do that to come and say, well, he's pretty accurate, so I'm going to smash what he says. That's not your objective. Your objective is not to make your own choice, you know, because let's say you come to find that I'm accurate enough that you could do that. What if I get in a car wreck? What are you going to do then? You're just back to where you started. I don't believe in that at all. That's why I try to give you information in a way you have to think about and come up with your own answer and own it and get it at that level, as to not be like, this is something he told me. and so I think. No, you need to be able to rationalize and go, that makes fucking sense. And let me see if that makes sense somewhere else. And yeah, it does. That's useful. Nah, Thomas, we're live. What's good? Why would you be tripping for me to be live? But yeah, you know, that's kind of how we operate. In the act of trying to teach a person to fish, you learn to fish better. You guys like it? So for all them OGs there, when you guys get on my blog and you're all drunk OGs, I want you to remember. God damn it. It's all about that bitch booty. Bitches. Keep your drunk asses off my blog. What up, Torrance? In case they didn't know, we're always ready to dole out some of that BCH, bitch. Hear me now? Mic check, mic check. Should hear me now. Alright, you're good. Yeah, I knocked out the cable. I didn't realize that at the back of my mic.
Yeah, it's good now.
Yeah, no, the mic came out. You're good. Yeah, I didn't see the particular tweet from Cobain you're talking about. That dude's sharp with sentiment. He gets price. Not price like I do. He gets people. So he's pretty attuned to like when people are fucking shitting themselves. So he may just be paying attention to that. I don't know what you're talking about, but if it's like something that you were having a hard time deciphering, it's probably something along those lines. No worry, Trivial. Cool. Thanks for stopping by, man. I'll see you when you come back. Probably gonna wrap here. So anything else, guys? Any other questions before we wrap out? The hunt for Red O.G.Tober. If you can read this, then you are one of us. If you are one of us, you know how to find. Oh, nice. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. I know this is a wacky timed one for a Sunday morning. Always a pleasure to talk market shop with you guys and play some games. Take notes, come back, ask questions over time. Hopefully we help you guys start to be able to think and stand on your own 2 feet. We are going to be in a segment, like I said, where we're going to start to really actually go ahead and explain what the indicators in those lists in TradingView actually are, so you guys understand them at the level where you can manipulate and use them like you would if somebody trained you how to use, like, a power saw or something like that. And then, Ross is going to join me on that, and we're going to show you how to build your own indicator that you now fully fucking understand to do what you exactly want it to do, rather than ask a person, what setting do I use? So when people ask me about moving averages, I don't tell you the settings. I want you to know why a setting matters and why you would be part of what you would use, rather than me say, well, I like this, and from historic, interactions, I think this one's pretty good because, yeah, tolerance. We've been on here for a little bit, but don't worry. Watch the stream. It's pretty good. We talked about some stuff on the charts and fractal behaviors and things like that I planned to do in the first one. The first one just some good ass, we had some good ass matches in COD, but the mic was out. My son is actually in that one, and his I didn't realize his audio wasn't working, but he'll come back because we ran some serious shop doing it. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna begin that series, and I'll let you guys know exactly when, and we'll start doing that, and we'll probably tweet that out. I'm trying to make that probably a more announced one, so people can get time to get there, because that will be really beneficial to everybody if you start to learn that stuff. And then once you get there, Berger is starting to take you through base level coding and understanding, computer science, and we can work into where you guys learn to write some basic Pine script codes and see if you guys can produce some charts. And I think that'd be pretty neat exercise, because if you guys did that, we would look at some of the things that you guys create, and hell, we might refine something amazing right here on Twitch together as a community and create something that none of us thought of. And that's one of the benefits of Nebula Project. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I'm really good at pattern recognition. I have my specialties, but there's tons of guys with know-how in areas that I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about, and they help fill that void for me. And together we can just do shit as a community that we can't do as individuals, and that's true in creating things like that. One of which is going to come to market, that I'm going to release something that will help all of you look at crypto a whole lot fucking better. But it's going to not be a beneficial thing until you guys understand price a bit better. So I think before that happens, it's going to be a good thing to get you guys a base level understanding of price dynamics, so you're not running around with a chicken, like a chicken with its head cut off and stuff. This would be awesome. Is missed it by this much. He didn't miss it by this much. It's fucking 6:35 a.m., bro. You missed it by a lot. Well, I don't know what part of the planet you're in, but we're on East Coast USA, so its sun's gonna start rising behind me here in a second. But yeah, I always have fun. I don't really have a time limit. I enjoy doing stuff like this with you guys, and if we both have meaningful conversations, we both benefit. So it's not a one-sided deal, I don't think. I finally got that. Yeah, Napoleon Hill, it's a great book, man. Learning how to think properly to manifest what you want, and understanding masterminds and things is a huge deal. I actually do read that book too. Guys got an interesting way of looking at think about things. Law of attraction is a hugely misunderstood thing. I think a lot of people think that law of attraction is some pseudo bullshit, hippie nonsense, and the way you think is your reality. If you're, just to give you one last short outro, if you wake up and you're having a shitty day and you're just fucking in a bad mood, there's almost nothing anybody can say to change it. And ultimately, if you're this is a fucking shitty day, you'll have a shitty day, because nothing that was going to be beneficial to you would you take, would you have awareness of. Much like the biases people have in the market to hodl, it made them unable to see what was to their detriment. Well, when you have the notion that today's got to be a shitty day and that's your belief, then you're going to exclude anything that could be, to the contrary. And you're going to manifest the shitty day, because you will only realize the parts that make your statement true. And that's the same way a guy will hodl through a fucking crash, because he's going to ignore all the information that would be to the contrary of his belief. You call that cognitive dissonance. The emotional barrier that stops a person from having their world challenged so they can preserve the delusion is what allows people to short a bull market and buy a crash. And it's basically psychotic. Law of attraction works on the same mechanics that you can manifest a reality by belief structure that you deliberately insert into this world. So really fascinating stuff. We can talk about that one on the next one if you guys are interested and you want to bring that up again. Law of attraction is really cool, and how you think, it really matters in what you can achieve. There's gonna be people that always try to fucking put you down and, you know, ruin your shit or steal your shit, and you could be consumed with that shit and stop moving, or realize that there's tomorrow and you can do better than the last version of what you ever had. It's one reason I'm in the public domain, and, you know, crypto is stolen like many of my ideas. You think I won't make another? I create. I couldn't give a shit what you found that I did yesterday. I'll make something better by tomorrow. And that's what those guys are always going to be doing, is chasing, because ultimately I'm never static. When I'm dead, I'm done. Hey, Ivy, don't do what I think you're about to do. Don't do it. What the fuck are you doing at 6:35 anyway? Come here. Not behind the computer, not in the wires. That's exactly what I knew it. Stop it. Don't do it. Ivy, behave. Not the wires. Okay, one moment. This could all go down in a second. She's on like everything. Ivy, please cooperate. I'll give you a treat. Come on, cat. What are you holding on to back there? Unbelievable. So good to see you this morning. Alright. Fuck's sakes, Ivy. God damn it. Unplanned pussies. This is exactly what I wasn't planning on. Anyway. Dude, the outtakes, it's only Ivy. She's not cool with me talking to other people this long. This cat is like seriously jealous. But it's so sweet. Oh my god. You see the hunt for Red O.G.Tober too? Wow, you were hooking me left and right, woman. So ridiculous. Get your claws out of me, woman. Alright, go do something. Make a decision. Don't jump on the other keyboard. Don't do it. Alright, never mind. She's here to fuck around now. I have no idea what the hell I was just saying. But yeah, don't do that stuff. I don't know. Oh yeah, law of attraction. Think about what you want. That has to come before you get it, right? Remember that thing about thought preceding actions? You don't go grab food out of the fridge until you're hungry first, right? Well, you're not going to achieve anything useful in life until you think about it first. So, law of attraction is really a mechanical thought process to putting your thoughts in alignment with what you want. It's not pseudo bullshit. You know, the way you think ultimately conditions the reality you inhabit. And I could be having a shitty day and believe that, and the person right next to me could have a wonderful day and believe that, and we both be right about it. So, are you done? Crazy cat. See, that's exactly what I love her. Ivy, we have to have a serious discussion. You want to hang out? You're going to be on Ivy Cam? Oh, you know what it is? I forget. It's 6:40 in the morning. That's right. My cat's on daylight savings time. So it's almost 8 o'clock technically in her world. It's food time. That's why you're up early. Freaking cat, daylight savings time. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's a good book. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It's a great book for like learning how to kind of like modulate your mindset and learn how to think in a direction that's beneficial. It sounds crazy. I'm not the best wordy guy in the world. I'm telling you, that's a good book to check out on like how to manifest things you actually want and how to think in a way that'll actually get you there. You don't have to be the smartest guy in the world to get what you want. You have to be a person that knows how to focus to get the job done. And those are two things that are not the same thing. You can have a killer habit and be a fucking jackass. You know, habit and intelligence aren't actually the same thing. So, habit is result. Thought is the ancestor of every physical object. Interesting. I just came across a month ago and he explains it better. Peace, I said, what's up, dude? I just came across it a month ago and he explains it better than anyone so far. What's that? Oh, the Napoleon Hill thing? We can get... Are you really back up there? Will you calm down? We can talk about that more. Like, you know, I've seen a quote. I don't think it's actually true from Einstein, but it says, you know, it's like physics that you're thinking in a vibration and trying to manifest that reality. I think it's actually a lot different than that. I think at any given moment in time, I could make two choices, and in a quantum world, you can two things ultimately are possible, and one of them you observe. I could knock this microphone off, or I might not. I could go outside and get in a car accident, or I wouldn't. And there's these two choices of, are you back on my food? You see, you sneak. You're always fucking around. Any moment something can happen. I can choose to kill myself right now or stay on this call another 5 minutes. I can choose to eat my sandwich or not do that. And in one universe, and ultimately the two possibilities will occur, and one of them I'll observe. But in a quantum mechanical world, both things should technically happen. Me eating the sandwich or not. And every choice I make, there is the polar opposite one available to me. Will you stop it? Stop it, stop it, stop it, you sneak. Law of attraction, I think, works more along those lines because I think the human mind exists, and I have reasons to say this beyond just to pull it out of my ass. I think the human mind exists in like a quantum superposition. Like, I could decide to kick Ivy's ass for trying to eat my food again on stream, or I couldn't. And both of those possibilities are equally real. Now, if I decide to kick her ass because she's trying to eat my food on stream, that's timeline A, and I'm going to observe that. If I decide not to, that's timeline B, and I'm going to observe that. Law of attraction, I think, works on the fact that time itself is an illusion that you're actually flowing through it. Time, if you understand it, is already complete. It's already happened, and you're observing it, but you're not going through it. Stop it. So you ultimately have the ability by choice to observe a different timeline of yourself. The one where I walk into traffic and I end, or the one where I stay here and I go on. And I get to choose which one I want to look at. If I look at the one where I collapse reality to the outcome where I walk into traffic, I'm dead. If I don't, I'm not. And both of those timelines are equally real, and I get to look at both of them by the act of my own choice and observation. If you guys know anything about the term Heisenberg uncertainty principle, we know that the act of observation changes the outcome of an experiment. So the observer is entangled with the outcome. That being said, that gives a truly physical reason to manifesting reality, that you have a choice to look at and collapse the wave function to one outcome by the act of observation and choice. You choose what you experience, literally. So if time as a construct is already complete, and you have the ability to look at choice, you are looking at multiple timelines. And the one that has Lambo in it, you need to decide to look at. And then there's one that has Ivy completely terrorizing me and hooking my wire into her fucking paw and making a jackass out of me on the end of the stream. Come on, Ivy, really? And now you're not going to move at all, right? So now I can't get the wire back. Come on. Unbelievable. It's a sabotage. Jesus Christ almighty. Ivy! Alright, I gotta be done. She's not gonna stop this shit. She's just hawking me for my fucking food. I'm trying to get Ivy out of the way. She is trying to eat. She ate the ribs last night. This is was supposed to be midnight snack, breakfast, and she's trying to eat that shit. Cat's greedy. She's got gourmet fucking food, and she's still eating my shit. But yeah, so law of attraction, I think, works on that basis that time's an illusion. It's done. You already are born and died in this universe, and the past, the present, and the future, they all exist at once, depending on the angle. There is no such thing as time as you think of it. It's already complete. So the act of choice is really about the human mind looking at the possible timelines that exist in a sea of infinite timelines that you could ultimately experience in a quantum universe. Your consciousness, I think, is in superposition. I can literally go look at myself die and put myself in that position, or stay here, and I can choose both those realities. So I think we understand time the wrong way. There's stuff that I actually go through with the guys where I start to teach them things about that time is an illusion. We have actually a process of understanding space-time and looking at it mechanically and breaking it down just like an indicator so that we can apply it, in other systems that are within. The universe is a fractal construct. All rule structures that are in any part of it are self-similar all over it. That's why we talk in analogies like we do, because an analogy is a self-similar thing, And if your universe is fractal in nature, then naturally all things within it should be analogous, and that is kind of the basis of where our logic starts. That's a whole nother world. But anyway, so that's my short intro into law of attraction. And the next time I come back, if you guys want to talk about that, remind me, we can talk about that. That'd be some fun shit to talk about. I like that one. What the fuck is going on in here? It's 6:41. Who the fuck? Piss off. Jesus. Cool. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. You guys are probably getting sleepy, so I'm gonna check out, and until next time, guys, we'll catch up. Thanks for coming to watch the hunt for Red O.G.Tober and Ivy Cam. Hope you guys had fun. I'll see you guys again. Take care.